A lot of
How we
just going on over here. Matt's mad at his computer.
I'm just trying to find. I want to. There's nothing worse than when you want a specific thing on the internet and you think, okay, this should be something that I should easily be able to accomplish. Like this is something that a website for this should exist, or a sorting tool should exist where I'm able to find this information. And then you can't find that information. And it's very frustrating. It's very frustrating.
Why is this my problem?
It's not your problem. It's not your problem. This is just.
You're making it my problem.
I'm not making
All
it.
you're doing is yelling about it. Bah, bah, bah. We're trying. Schaefer's trying to kill the ants in here, and Matt's like, I can't find something that I'm looking for specifically on the internet.
It's just I went
a lot
through
happening in the break between shows.
There always is. Matt comes in during our show, and you guys will never stop talking to each other. And I'm just like, God, shut up.
Whoa, you're coming
All
in here.
you guys.
I did sense you were a little annoyed today.
All you guys do is talk.
I was right. I was like, well,
Hammer doesn't like when there's conversations that don't involve him. That's the problem.
I don't like when there's conversations.
I was like, something's a little off with
I don't
Happer
like
today.
noise.
Because then you don't like me. Are we not friends?
Let me tell you, during the Connor Happer show, you could drop a pin in here during the breaks,
Silence.
and that's the way we liked it.
Silence.
I'm kind of quiet sometimes with you, John.
That would
Yeah.
be shocking.
Yeah.
Is that true?
It is true.
Wow.
I think it's probably because he knows I'm not going to give him anything.
No, it's not that. It's just I'm
You're
thinking.
you're focused. You're,
Now
you're locked in.
I will bet that I probably get up and walk around more than any person Josh has ever hosted with.
I was going to say it's a race between you and John Bishop about who
his steps.
walks about the
He's
most.
got to get his steps.
Is walking in the room.
It kind of is
Yeah.
a steps thing. It kind of is. I have to pace. I like to
Yeah.
pace. My dad gets really annoyed at me because he's like, you're pacing right now. Why are you pacing?
I don't like when my butt gets sweaty.
Yeah,
That's why
dude,
I get up.
Shout out.
There's a lot
Seriously.
of shows where at the end I get up and I pack my stuff up and I leave and I'm like, oh, I haven't walked in 4 hours.
I'm dizzy.
This is probably TMI, but I agree with Happer. Like it's a thing. I have an issue with that.
Yep.
Where it's just like I have to get up and move, and often we have multiple undergarments per day that we have to that we're.
Okay, I don't have that.
Yeah.
You're changing underwear during shows.
Not during shows. I'm not changing during shows. I'm not having a pit stop during a show.
You could have
I'm not-
stopped
I don't
where
have
you were
that.
going with that before you got there.
I don't have that, just
No.
so everyone knows.
I'm not doing
Christmas
gas
week.
and goes
All right.
during the show. More as like when I get home.
You change your underwear once a day?
Yes.
Like during the day?
Yes.
That's a lot. I
I
mean,
told you I have a problem. I have an
Seems
issue.
like it.
I don't have that.
I have
becomes
a-
your mom's
You and
problem when
Damon
you take
need
all
to
your
spend more
laundry
time
home.
together.
You guys are weirdos.
I change it once a day, and I probably not as much because I now am in a routine. But I like when I was back home, when I was growing up, I'd probably take about 2 or 3 showers a day. Like I was
What?
Yeah,
Damon.
I would
Maybe
say.
you're the new Damon.
Yeah, I would love to have a very long career in
that's a good
radio.
spot to be in,
That's
yeah,
actually a great spot to be in. I would like to be a very respected,
I just mean like
long-staying
the
member of
weirdest
the
person on
Nebraska-
planet Earth.
Oh
Yeah.
no, I'm not. Well, I've had 2 different hosts look at me dead in the face because you were saying this yesterday about listening to all the shows, right? Like you get to listen, like you listen to all the shows, you get rewarded because we make fun of each other a lot, right? And so there's a lot of like theatrics with a bunch of radio people, like what's a joke and what's serious. I've had 2 hosts on 1620 The Zone look me dead in the eye, the most serious they can be, and be like, "You are a weird human. You are." John Bishop called me. He goes, "You are a strange feller."
Mhm.
I don't know. Can't help myself.
Sounds like John to me.
So, but I don't do it. I take
John's a weirdo.
I take a
That's
shower.
coming from
I,
John.
Yeah.
I take one shower a day now. But like in my peak, in my prime, when I was like running and working
So
out.
how
and
many
hockey,
how many pairs of underwear do you have?
A lot. I have a lot of pairs
Okay.
of underwear. I would
As you
say
get through a week, it seems like you need at least 15.
You
I-
need 20
I-
underwears a week?
I think I have 30 to 35.
And so you
pairs
do
of
laundry
underwear.
once every week and a half or something
I
like
do
that?
laundry once a week. I have a lot of clothes. I have a lot of clothes. I wear a lot of
Laundry would be
clothes.
a long process.
Well, I probably
No, I
wear
mean underwear is great. You can just,
laundry. You think I'm good at doing laundry? Laundry.
No, I think you're terrible.
I'm
at it.
terrible
That's why
at
I think
doing
you pack it up and take it back to your mom.
that's
when you're
probably why
living
you
in
have 30
Chicago.
underwears.
literally because it's just I'll say this right now. You want to like I'm growing up. I'm becoming more of an adult. But one thing that's going to be really hard to like like kick out is when I will put the things in the dryer and the dryer will go and the dryer will be done. And then I'll just walk to the dryer, open up the dryer and take out my outfit for the day. And then get dressed.
That's very
college.
Mhm.
It's very college of me.
Mhm.
I've eradicated a lot of very young things that I've done for routine and for being an adult. That is one of them that it's going to be hard to kick. It's
So you
probably going to take a girlfriend.
But
to get
I
that
don't
out.
really notice that your clothes are like wrinkly.
No, I make sure that they're.
Do you iron them?
No, but if I'm like, okay, I am wearing a shirt today, or I'm like, when I'm like, I'm doing my laundry today. I'm gonna fold my laundry. I make sure I run it through the dryer for 20 minutes to get it hot, so then like it's not wrinkly, and then I fold it.
Okay.
So my clothes are never wrinkly.
So his hack is that he dries it like 2 to 3 times. Just on the last time he finally knows he's going to dry it, he'll start to fold.
It's interesting. Okay.
Yeah. So it's like if I'm like,
there's ways where you can make it easier on yourself, but
the way I can make it easier on myself is just be an adult and do the laundry. Is the way that I could make it easier.
I have to be
on myself.
very intentional about it. Otherwise, I will start something in the wash, forget about it for like an hour, and then be annoyed that I wasted that time in between.
Dude, that happened to me yesterday. I was like, I'm gonna watch Gladiator and I'm gonna fold the laundry, and I just got too caught up in Gladiator that I never folded.
All of which you watched 30 minutes.
You had not caught up enough to finish it.
I watched an hour and a half of it
Okay.
yesterday.
Okay.
It's a
That was going to be my
long-
next question.
it's a-
Okay.
I have a half hour left.
That wasn't explained in the text.
that was
Both
gonna be
Josh
my
and I had
que-
the
yeah.
exact
Mhm.
same.
Yeah, we're kind of in the slower. I've been in the slower part of the movie for the last 25 minutes.
He's walking through the wheat fields again.
No, not
Tiptoeing
yet.
through the
but like
tulips?
I've done this whole
Have you
thing.
enjoyed the soundtrack?
Connie Nielsen, dude, the soundtrack.
Hans Zimmer.
The soundtrack when the Spaniard is in the first not the big Coliseum, but he's in the minor leagues
Sure,
of
yeah.
Gladiator, like that sound, the do like that they played before every Blackhawk game.
Okay.
I didn't notice that. I was
Yeah,
I was watching the movie and I go, oh my god, are the Hawks about to take the ice?
I said he
It's like-
touched me on the shoulder once.
I'm pretty sure the soundtrack guy is like a consistent Oscar winner.
It's
I mean,
a great
is
sound.
is it a Hans Zimmer,
Zimmer,
joint?
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that dude does rock. He does make scores.
The
He'd be making scores.
I love the
Connor
music
knows
because he's
him.
walking.
Oh, I love
through the
scores.
What's your favorite score?
Whoa, great question.
Whoa, Hans
Yeah.
Zimmer only has 2 Oscars, guys.
field. Really? But he's
So
got
give me
ton
a list of-
It's
nominations.
a lot of Oscars.
Give me a list of Hans Zimmer scores, Josh.
For movies you've seen or for,
Sure.
Yeah, who did the score of Dumb and Dumber?
No, that was just a bunch of
But-
90s
that
music,
was-
like
that
the
was
Crash
Nick
Test
Cave.
dummies,
Who-
basically.
Who did the score for Terminal?
Hans
That-
Zimmer won for Dune Part 1.
Well, it was the guy who did Terminal is probably the same guy who did Catch Me If You Can,
probably.
because those are they're very
Similar?
similar. Yeah,
Wow.
they're very similar.
I didn't even know that there was
Hans Zimmer did won a what for what?
Dune Part 1, he won for
Dude,
that.
what a score. That was-
Dunkirk, Interstellar, Inception, Gladiator.
all right, Dunkirk, boring movie.
Original score for The Lion King. That is his other
Oh,
Oscar.
that's what I'm talking about.
Now
Orig-
Elton John did a lot of
Yeah,
the,
he sang.
the-
Yeah. I just can't
John Williams
wait
did
till
the
we can-
Terminal.
Yeah,
John who?
John
John
Williams.
Williams.
He did the Star Wars.
Did he do Catch Me If You Can?
I am looking that up now.
That's my guess. Dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun. It's the whole movie. It just goes. Dun-dun-dun,
I haven't seen
that is correct.
dun-dun-dun.
He did do that.
You are correct.
I am correct.
Wow, very good.
I hear
answer.
things, Matt.
Yeah.
I hear things. I'm
You
a
got-
hearer of
That
things.
guy
Hearer,
has a
Mr.
career.
Ears,
Yeah, Mr. Ear. They call
Connor
him.
Happer.
It now occurs to me that like the people that do these, there's very few of them because they
Yes.
do all the movies.
Well,
It's good.
it's kind of like a closer, you know.
It's
kind
got to
of
be Elfman, Zimmer, or Williams.
it's kind
Mount
of
Rushmore of score writers.
This guy was the conductor of the
Be-
Boston
be-
Pop.
being the score writer is like being the closer of a baseball team, right? It's not the most important thing, but it actually is the most important.
John
thing.
Williams, Sunday Night Football.
Whoa.
Really?
Like
Like
that?
Other works by Williams include theme music for the 1984 Summer Olympics, NBC Sunday Night Football.
Yeah, he did the
Uh,
Olympics song.
dang.
Yeah.
Dude,
Dang,
there's
bro.
this guy on Instagram.
This is your guy.
Yeah, I love John Williams. Screw Hans
You didn't
Zimmer.
know him, but now you love
That
him.
guy's a punk.
There's this guy on Instagram who takes very famous themes or songs or whatever and turns them into like wedding songs, like you walking down the aisle. And he turned the Sunday Night Football theme into a like walking down the aisle, like, and it's like do do, yeah, do 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 do. And like I was listening to it, I was like, this sounds like if we made a Death of the NFL like documentary of like
good one.
terrible things happening, like you would take that theme and slow it down to the point where it's like
I do
sad.
love when music gets manipulated that way. Like I like when
Oh.
I like when music gets played on different instruments than you're commonly used to hearing them in.
I agree.
One of my buddies, the song that played after he got married, they had like a saxophone guy that the song that played right after the ceremony was a Fetty Wap song, and people didn't even realize it. And I was like, "Hey, hang on,
Hey, what's up? Hello.
that
Since you're pretty. What?
I'll show you the video. It's great. It's tremendous."
You strike me as someone
That's
who
awesome.
loves when covers go completely polar opposite the original of the song.
You'd have to give me an example. I don't know. I haven't sussed out that opinion about myself yet.
Oh wow.
I don't know. I'm not sure.
You seem like the type of guy that has sussed out all of the opinions of yourself. I
Well, it's
feel like-
very specific.
Yeah, I think you've got all of your opinions just locked and ready to go.
I don't
think-
have any opinions.
I think you are. I think you might be
I'm
entering.
opinionless.
You might be final form Connor Happer in his third.
By the way, did you hear about our fun new idea that we're all going to do?
we're all doing it.
Well, that's the next part of it.
Okay, what have you volunteered me to do?
We all go work at KETV for a day.
I didn't think it was a we all thing. I thought we were trading Lauren for you for one day.
Yeah.
Happer's going to be a sports
But now
anchor
I
for
kind of
one
like the
night.
whole thing, the whole body swap.
I think AK would love that. Also, too,
We've already made contact.
And what did AK say? Absolutely, I would
They're in.
I would totally do this. I would totally swap jobs with Lauren for a day. I've come up in the Andy Kendi coaching tree. I was trained by Kevin Suits in television, which is essentially like being trained by AK in television.
You think you'd be able to do TV?
I did TV for 4 months. I did the whole editing and
But
filming
no.
and
I'm talking
capturing.
about anchoring.
I have anchoring tape. I have tape of me anchoring multiple.
How did it
broadcasts.
go?
Good. I have it all on. I have a website.
I mean, I
it's
have
got-
J school anchoring tape, and it's terrible.
No, it's from 10/11 News, and
Yeah,
it's
mine's
and
from
it was
2008.
on,
It's
and I
bad.
made my own graphics, and I made my own stats, and I cut my own film and everything like that. Yeah, I've done it. I had a full 4
No,
months.
I know that you've done it. Everyone's done it. Have you done it well?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm talented. I can. What are we talking about here? Guys, let's just call a spade a spade. I'm a talented broadcaster. I can
right,
be
you
good
said
at
it.
this job.
The way you two interact sometimes, where you think you're answering the question that he's asking, and you're not, but he won't like redirect you to get
No.
you. He's just waiting for you to stumble on it,
And
and then you never do, and then he gets mad. And it's
Well,
weird.
because here's what. No, it's not that he gets mad. It's because I'm trying to curate an answer as accurately and precisely as possible. Because if I slip up one single bit,
that's not true.
that's
Connor,
not what this
I just
was.
want you to answer directly.
yes, I can do it well.
That's more of what this was.
I can do it well. I can do it well. I can do it well.
All right.
I will do this.
There
with
you
This
go.
was you giving your entire baseball card, and this was him basically saying, "Yeah, but is it good?" And you like, "Yeah, but with runners in scoring position, I hit 312 on
I'm
cloudy
good.
afternoons on Tuesday."
I'm good. I guess I misunderstood the question. I didn't understand if he was asking me if I can do it or if I'm good at doing it.
Do you think you can do it? I believe was the question.
Yeah, I can do it.
All right.
And you're like, mechanically, yes, I've done this and this and this.
If the ball explodes
You're
off
like,
the
"But
bat,
can
you
you
can just
do
hear it all
it?"
over. Can hear it all over the stadium.
And I'm just sitting here like, this is a tennis match, and you're just dinking it back over. And
Sir.
Happer's like, okay, back
Sir,
to
this
you.
is a Wendy's. This is a Wendy's, sir. Something about Wendy's. I think I might get a
That was
biggie bag today.
Really?
Yeah, I passed it today, and I was like, I want a biggie bag.
Really?
Yeah.
Tweet from Sam.
Hey, Sam.
I want this to happen during some kind of Omaha specific breaking news story that sends them into breaking news. No prompter to fill
Oh my
coverage.
God.
You would get the
I
meme
have-
of me looking
Happer,
blame
I know
aimlessly
there
at the
during
camera.
sinkhole day or whatever it would be.
I know the exact event that would cause me the most fear in my life if this was the day that
Is it a
happened.
death of a certain somebody?
Yes.
Mm. Interesting.
Yes.
I might have something prepared already.
Bill Murray.
That'd be tough. They'd be like, it'd be even tougher for me because it'd be like, Matt, you're from Chicago? He's a Chicago guy. Tell us what you know about Bill Murray. They'd be like, he was in
Bill
Groundhog
Murray's
Day.
a Chicago guy?
Yeah, he's a big Cubs fan.
He's a big
Badly-
everything
He went
fan.
I'm pretty sure he was an Illinois alumni.
Big
It,
fan
it
of life.
was a badly done joke. I
No,
didn't,
okay.
I didn't land the plane.
Oh,
on it.
my bad. Don't worry.
You're good.
I understand not landing the plane. I'm very good at not landing the plane. Not a talented pilot, Matt McMaster.
Not compared to Happer, anyways.
Are you the type of person that think that like if you needed to land a plane, you could do it?
Oh, do you not
You're
know
just
about
now
this?
discovering this?
Okay.
I one time had a
Sit down, I'll tell
very,
you a story.
very specific prediction about myself that
Oh, okay.
if I was put in the situation where I was on a plane and the pilot was incapacitated, that
A small plane.
with the proper assistance and guidance, I would be able to successfully land that plane. Yes.
Okay.
A small plane.
Yeah, I think
A PJ?
you're
A smaller plane than that.
I think you're completely
Cropcaster?
wrong. I think you're completely wrong. But
Basically. That's
but I-
basically what we're talking
I
about.
think
here,
the
yeah.
point more so here is that you exude a lot of confidence in yourself, and I think that's admirable.
Thank you.
I think
Some people don't find it that way.
I think you're way in over your head
What-
and
what
over
way would they
your.
find it.
Annoying and
Oh,
arrogant.
I don't find you arrogant. I don't find you arrogant at all.
All right,
I
that's
find
good.
you at times annoying, but I don't find you arrogant.
That's fair.
Yeah,
It's irrational
we're-
confidence.
I think we're all. I think
I like it.
we're all like that a little bit. We're all type A's. No, I appreciate that.
Hey, what is type A and type B? What's the difference?
Type A is like you are out there. You are the a strong personality. You are in front of things.
Competitive,
you are,
ambitious, impatient,
Yeah.
and highly organized.
You
drive.
are out there. You're again. Type B is more laid back. A type B personality is kind of more.
What's
What's a type C?
no? What are the proper words for B? I get what you're saying. What is it?
You want me to
describe
do
it?
B now?
Yeah. What do they describe it as on the Googles?
Type B, relaxed, easygoing, flexible individual who approaches life at a steadier pace without a strong sense of urgency.
Huh.
I think you're both.
See, this is like my horoscope. It all applies to everyone.
Because
Yeah.
Be faced with a difficult decision
It's
today.
so malleable that you can kind of decide that this is you or this is not you.
Yeah.
Or
So
for most people, it describes them in certain situations, but not every situation.
Well, it's
Correct.
always like I could see myself being like that.
this is
or
just a
doing that.
millennial label.
Type A, type
Definitely
B.
not millennial. This has been around a long
I mean, there
time.
definitely are people who are completely type A without being any sort of
Yeah.
type B.
But I think a lot of people fall in the sort of, if you Venn diagram it, they're in the middle.
Yeah.
And then you have the people that are on extremes.
Extreme boy over here.
Mr. Extreme. That's probably like a wrestler.
I don't think that Happer is only type A.
No, he's type AB. He's totally type AB.
Yeah.
I think there definitely are moments where you are both. I would say you're probably more type B than you are type A.
I'm a bit of a chameleon. Is it chameleon type C? Type C chameleon.
Oh, hello.
Mr. C.
You
Mhm.
Type in type C personality, which I'm pretty
Oh,
sure
I'm sure that would be like some sort of like off the reservoir website where it's like, so it's probably a subreddit. Will come
detail
up.
oriented, analytical, and perfectionist approach to life.
Hell no.
Often described as thoughtful or conscientious.
I
No.
actually don't think I am that at all.
No.
You're fairly detail oriented.
Detail oriented, yes, but not the rest of them.
Analytical, perfectionist, no.
You're not a perfectionist. Nothing perfect about you.
No, not a perfectionist at all. Not a perfectionist.
PC goes, Warren Buffett has passed away while Matt is live on air. That would be-
Careful with how you say that.
But
Yeah.
they wouldn't
Maybe.
go to the sports guy for that.
Yeah, I'd be like, get me the hell out of here.
You'd be looking down at the camera.
Matt, what do
That's
you
all you, Julie. That's
Matt-
all you, Shammer.
Matt, what do you think? Well, he knew how to invest. Back to you.
I would look forward to Julie or Shammer tossing it over to one of us idiots in the sports desk.
I don't want to anchor. Can I have some
What
other
about
role
the-
where I don't anchor?
What about the playful
You just
banter
wanna-
that they do sometimes when they all come together at the end?
At the desk for the last
Yeah.
45 seconds.
You know,
Yeah.
Matt would
Mike.
crush that.
You ever heard of Michael Brunts? No. You ever see that one?
Usually it's about the weather,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
Okay. I can
Well,
do that.
no,
I can
some-
definitely talk about the weather
some-
for 30 seconds.
At 10:11, the news people be like, "Hey, Kevin, how about those Huskers?" Or it's like, "Yeah, nice no hitter," or whatever. And like, Kevin be like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah." The news people try to talk about the sports.
Pretty exciting stuff.
Yeah, pretty fun.
Yeah, it's a big time right now.
It's the first time since 1988 that's happened here in Lincoln. Incredible things. All right, well, great stuff, Kevin. And then they look at
Bye.
bye.
This common household ingredient could be killing you. Find out after Matt McMaster's
Ooh,
sports report.
you're John Tesh. Intelligence for your life.
He's entertained audiences worldwide.
Oh, now you're what? Amazing Slottick?
Yeah, I'm Leslie Stahl.
What's that from?
Should we
It's 60 Minutes.
should we
Next on 60
check
Minutes.
if Slottick is still with us?
Yeah, he was not around this year. I am concerned. I am
God
concerned.
forbid. Don't talk like that. Don't talk like
I
that.
am concerned. Maybe he just retired. Maybe he's just enjoying his life, not stacking chairs and going up 60 feet in the air.
I feel like we're in a pattern of every year on TikTok or Instagram Reels, some sort of line from The Sopranos pops up and it becomes like a popular viral, thing to lip sync.
Where did that come from?
Because I just said that. I go, don't talk like that. Don't talk like that. God forbid. God forbid.
Okay. What evidence do you have?
Last year was he's an interior decorator. Like
I
that
don't
was-
remember that.
That was popping up a lot on the reel. And then like the other one, it goes, what? No weapons eating?
This sounds like a very personal experience.
Maybe I'm on the Soprano
Yeah,
Instagram
curated,
Reels.
You clicked on a couple videos. and
You've
then it
been
seems like
served.
everyone's doing this. But it's just your algorithm has
I've-
made it seem like this is.
Look, if I'm on the Sopranos algorithm of Instagram Reels, I'm very happy about it. And
I
it's a very-
think you should be.
It's a very great place to be.
It is literally tailored for you.
Yeah.
But
Just
not
a lot of
everyone
tea
has
and
had that
tone.
experience.
Yeah. Well, it's a Christopher, And it's like, get what? I get to F his mother, and then I come back in here, and then I get my spot in line. God. I love Spark Notesing The Sopranos.
Oh, you haven't even seen it?
That's
Oh.
the crossover powered by Everlevel Concrete Repair in Omaha at everlevelconcrete.com with Mike Schaefer, the most disgusted he's ever looked. I'm pretty sure he was less disgusted when Blair Walsh missed that field goal. We talk about a lot of non-disgusting things coming up next on Middays with Matt on 1620.
I need your help. I can't tell you what it is. You can never ask me about it later, and we're gonna hurt some people.
Whose car are we gonna take?
I have a lot of things I want to get off my chest.
That's an absolutely horse crap call.
Make room for Daddy! But they are who we thought they were, and we let them off the hook.
Chicago is.
This is Middays with Matt on 1620 The Zone.
Middays with Matt, live and rolling here on the 1620 The Zone Radio Network. Matt McMaster is always joined by Josh Odson on a less doomy, less gloomy, slightly windy. It's kind of what I was getting at a little bit this morning, you know. Lick the finger, put it up there. Oh, she's going in a cardinal direction I have no idea about. And be like, all right, cool. It's going to be a good day. Type of wind that opens up your eyes a little bit, you know. Like, oh, okay. Feel, but not the type that knocks you over, if you will. So good weather, much better than yesterday. I think driving in the rain, definitely one of my least favorite things to do.
Oh, really?
It's not like even driving in a little bit of rain. I'm like, this is annoying. Like the windshield wipers and the, you know, there's some spots that like get a little flooded more, and then the water's coming everywhere. I'm not talking so much about, obviously it sucks driving in a thunderstorm. Like that goes without saying. But even just like a little bit of rain, especially at night.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like, here's another thing too. Maybe I'm becoming an old man. I don't like driving at night either.
Oh.
When the sun's down, I'm good. I'm done. I don't need to be out there.
You are an old man.
You got some people, you know, who are driving who shouldn't be driving. You know, it already is kind of, I mean, not that it's like hard to see, but it definitely is more difficult when there isn't the sun out. So, no, I'm not a nighttime driver. Yesterday, I was driving at night in the rain. The worst combination for Matt McMaster. So I'm glad. Hopefully now, is it supposed to rain later in the day is what I'm hearing?
Yes. Could have a wet evening ahead of us.
Now that I do enjoy, though, like being in your home or being in your apartment, being all covered up, cozied up, and then there's a nice little rain going on in the background. I could subscribe to that.
Okay.
Put on a nice movie, or put on the Frozen 4 yesterday as Wisconsin defeated North Dakota pretty handily for the Badgers, and Denver
outlasted.
Stole would probably be more accurate. A win from Michigan. 52-26 was the shots on goal. Now, for those non-hockey lovers out there, you can just kind of close your ears for a minute. Shots on goal is the most overrated stat probably in all of hockey. Okay. You cannot judge a game based on the shots on goal. When you double your
Canada
team's...
tried to that one time and we laughed at
them. We did. Because you know what? Hockey is just more about who can be in the offensive zone for a while. Denver honestly played a game in the second overtime, and really after the first time out in overtime one, where they go, okay, look, these guys are faster than us, and it seems like they got more energy. So we're just going to play a very structured, disciplined defensive zone, and we are going to force everything on the outside, and our goalie's having one hell of a night, and we're just going to push everything to the corners. And that's just kind of what they did. They made Michigan take a lot of low-quality chances. Michigan really didn't have too many scoring chances. And then when they pushed the puck up in the break, they took advantage, they won the game. I think Wisconsin will probably end up winning. I'm sure the Big Ten Hawks out there were very disappointed, though, that Michigan did not beat Denver, because today would have been a coronation for the people who love the Big Ten.
If it was Michigan-Wisconsin in the national championship game for hockey, you would have had so many people who have never uttered a word about hockey.
Watched a game of college hockey all year long.
Big Ten hockey.
Big Ten hockey. We on the look. Ever since NIL, we got all the money. We could buy all the players.
It just means more here.
It just means more here. That's what they've been like. You would have seen think pieces from professional journalists who haven't watched 1 second of college hockey. Go, what does this mean for the Big Ten? Or somebody would have. Here's another, like, this would have been an Athletic article. The Big Ten flexes its muscle once again.
Meanwhile, you know, people who, I don't know, maybe you root for a team that's in the NCHC They're not walking around going NCHC, NCHC, North Dakota, Denver, NCHC.
Nobody would have given a damn. Nobody would have given less of a crap.
Omaha played Denver close that one time.
They didn't have their two best players, and they nearly beat them on the away barn. So there you go. I'm glad that you and I were both watching that game, laughing about the prospect of two Big Ten teams playing at the national championship.
I do want to know how packed the churches are in Las Vegas for the Frozen Four, though.
Probably. Well, are they going to any memorials specifically?
I don't know.
Look at all of the Denver fans here. We shouldn't make those. But anyway, I digress. Wisconsin, Denver is going to be a hot game.
Hot game?
Hot game.
Okay.
If you like hitting, those two teams are going to clobber the crap out of each other.
Okay.
It's going to be awesome.
And you can hear it right here on 1620.
I had a dream of, if I were ever to have played college hockey, my dream was to play for the Wisconsin Badgers. I actually got into the University of Wisconsin with a lower GPA and a lower ACT than you would expect to get in.
You were like, man, Wisco.
I think it was literally off of the strength of my letter. Like you write in what do you write in what do you call that?
Like a cover letter?
No, not a cover letter. You write in an essay, your college essay.
Oh, yeah?
My college essay was about how much I loved Wisconsin hockey growing up.
You made a passionate plea?
Well, I made a passionate plea that was 60% correct and 40% fabricated.
Interesting.
If you're not lying on your college essay, are you really trying?
Okay.
Don't answer that question. Not full bold-faced lies. Like, don't make up any stories. Don't fabricate any traumatic events in your life.
It's a resume, right?
Yeah.
Like we're all padding it a little bit.
Be like, yeah, I'll never forget watching. Look up Wisconsin hockey player's name. Look up big win that they had. And I always wanted to be a Badger. Anyway, I've always had a soft spot for Wisconsin hockey, even though I hate the Badgers in literally every other sport. So it'd be fun if the Badgers were to win a national championship. I also am a big fan of the Wisconsin women's hockey team. Shout out Caroline Harvey and Layla Edwards, who won Olympic gold medals and then ended up winning a national championship. Caroline Harvey, defenseman for the United States of America, hockey player, the future of women's hockey in America, won NCAA Player of the Year, won Olympic Player of the Year, won Olympic gold medal player of the game, won a national championship and an Olympic gold medal this season. One of the greatest seasons in women's hockey history this year from Caroline Harvey, a Wisconsin Badger.
Wisconsin won the women's national championship. Do you know who they beat?
Ohio State.
Oh, Big Ted.
Honk! Honk, honk, honk.
I can't believe it.
I got it. We've been working together for 3 months, and I still can't find where.
Honk, honk.
Why is it all the way in the bottom? But
that girl is topics.
Yeah, but why does it say that girl is topics?
Because we don't have it like that. You got to do that part.
It's Black Against Wednesday.
Don't reveal too much.
I know. We were coming up with lyrics last night in the apartment.
In the lab.
Well, I think it's going to be best if we don't write lyrics for it. If I just start yelling into the microphone.
Oh, okay.
Be like a real Rolling Stones moment.
Oh.
Wow, are we doing these live polls here on the YouTube chat?
Trying it out.
Okay. If you aren't lying on your college admissions essay, are you even trying?
It's a little confusing which way you're supposed to vote, but I don't know. You figure it out.
Probably something I shouldn't. Well, that's the one thing. I'm on during the time of the day where the children aren't in the car to school anymore. So I can say things that you probably shouldn't tell. Yeah. We're all adults here.
Listening to this show.
We have a lot of adult things to talk about today. Golf, a very adult thing.
Very adult.
Very adult. Give a little golf clap for the patrons. The patrons at Augusta National. Now, here's the thing. So we're watching ESPN right now, right? We are on I think we're on the 4th, 5th, and 6th hole coverage of all these groups kind of coming through.
That's where it goes down.
And what they do is they give you ads that they've sold that they actually have to show you. But then in the last about a minute and 30 seconds, it is all, this is ESPN commercials, right? The old, this is ESPN commercials. Or this is Sports Center. Sorry. This is Sports Center commercials. Why don't they make these anymore? These are hysterical. Look at Arnold Palmer making an Arnold Palmer in front of Stuart Scott and Scott Van Pelt.
So I think you'd have to have some Sports Center anchors in them. And for the life of me, I couldn't tell you the name of a single Sports Center anchor outside of Scott Van Pelt. He can't be in them all.
Great. How many Sports Center anchors can you name right now? Elle Duncan.
No, she works at Netflix now.
Oh, does she?
Yeah.
Shoot. Oh,
Matt
Gary
Berry?
Streisky. Gary Streisky.
Okay.
He
That
does.
Sounds made up.
Kimchi Poppy.
No, I believe that is but you could literally tell me any name right now, and I just have to believe
This doesn't count, but she's been doing it, and I think she might transition to it potentially, even though she's a phenomenal writer for the Chicago Bears. But Courtney Cronin has been doing. You know who Courtney Cronin is?
I don't.
We'll have her on the show at some point.
Okay.
She's a phenomenal writer for the Chicago Bears. I don't know. Oh, Matt, you know Matt Berry.
I know
we
Matt
know Matt
Berry.
Berry.
Yeah. Matt Berry was the one that I had.
Butchie Gross is still.
Bucci still does it?
Bucci, well, he does a lot of hockey.
Yeah.
Okay. Stormy,
What?
Stormy Buin and Taunton. Stop it. Stop it.
Hey man, just
Stormy
word association.
Buin and Tony. It's Stormy Buin and Tony.
Okay.
She does the sideline reports for like the D tier games in college football, but she sometimes goes ahead. What's the one? She married Frank Kaminsky. She doesn't do it anymore. You know what I'm talking about. The blonde. She was Frank Kaminsky.
The basketball player?
Yeah. Ashley Brewer.
Ashley Brewer Kaminsky.
Do you remember Ashley Brewer?
A former ESPN sportscaster and reporter.
She was, and then Shea Cornett does it as well. But Shea Cornett, she's the lady on First Take now. They have so many. Here's how you know you don't have any Sports Center anchors. You have on the Wikipedia page, there are 30 Sports Center anchors. Kevin Agandi still doing it? I think he still does it.
Yeah.
I think this dates us, by the way, to the fact that we no longer, I can't tell you the last time I watched Sports Center that wasn't Scott Van Pelt.
Yeah, I mean,
Could not tell you.
It's sort of outlived its purpose, right? Like I can get whatever Sports Center is, I can get it whenever I want.
Ooh, great question. I mean, yeah, I guess you're right. Like the top 10 used to be revolutionary because there was no really other way to get a top 10 play.
If I wanted to know the
from across
Padres
the country
score, I had to watch Sports Center. I
now
don't
you
have
can
to do that anymore.
Now you can just go to the CBS Sports app.
I'm hearing good things about it.
You got to get that app, man.
Did I delete that? The tournament's
Whoa. What do you mean? Did you delete that? Why would you delete the CBS Sports app? It's your one-stop shop for all things sports. We're not sponsored by the CBS Sports app. We would love to be sponsored by the CBS Sports app. It's one of the best sports apps out there. Which, by the way, did you download the Masters app?
No.
Why didn't you download the Masters app?
Why would I need the Masters app?
Oh, come on. You don't know. You don't want to learn more about Magnolia Lane through reading? Or Rays Creek? You don't want to read a bio on Rays Creek?
That's what the Athletic is for. That's what Wikipedia is for. I don't need their propaganda.
By the way, my roommate has tasked me to get pimento cheese and egg salad and Wonder Bread. Do you know where I would even get pimento cheese in the Omaha metropolitan area?
Oh, wow.
I've never bought pimento cheese at a grocery store in my entire life. Could I get it at the place that has a smile in every aisle?
I would assume so. Yes. I'm going to give you... Look, no free plugs. But there is a place on 203rd Street.
That's too far.
It is
too far.
You don't. Let me tell you what they got.
I don't go it. No, I don't go.
Okay.
All right. What do they got? What do they got on 203rd?
They have a master's kit. It is egg salad, pimento cheese, and an azalea cocktail kit. It's $29.
No way.
Yeah.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Looks pretty good too.
What did you?
Looks homemade.
Does it come in the Masters packaging?
No.
Oh, it's just they've done it for you.
Yeah.
$29.
$29.
I guess I'm going on to 203rd today.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's
Good.
a deli out there. They'll treat you right.
Thank you very much,
Mhm.
Josh Johnson. We'll talk about the Masters today. The Masters is currently going on right now. Marco Penge just went ahead and birdied the 6th hole. It's his last name.
No, I believe you.
There's no phonetic spelling, so I probably butchered it. But at any point, we have Dave Fleming, Scott Verplank, and Jeff Sluman.
All three of those guys look exactly the same, just 10 years age
Okay.
difference.
So I don't know what I've listened to this lady for a very long time on the Masters broadcast. I don't know her last name, but her name's Dottie. Okay. They call her Dottie on the broadcast.
I like this.
All right. She's obviously a popular and fairly famous golf analyst. And they go ahead to some of these other guys, right? They got the Helleman or whatever, and they go, yeah, you got to start it high.
Dottie
and
Pepper.
Dottie, okay. And these men are like, when I played here, you definitely have to leave a little bit more room for break, or it's like during the U.S. Open, they got what's his name? I don't know, another guy. And he's like, yeah, he's been, he's got a good lie right here, whatever. Like they give you a really detailed analysis. Dottie is so funny. They go to Dottie and Gary Woodland's about to chip. They go, Dottie, how's it looking? And she goes, this is a disaster.
Oh,
This is a complete disaster. He doesn't have a shot. I mean, this is bad. And then like 2 shots later, like they go, Dottie, how's it looking with Scotty in the bunker? He got lucky. He got so lucky. He's got a really good lie. She just shoots it to you straight. All these other guys with their accents and whatnot are trying to tell you about lines and angles and whatever. Dottie just goes, this is terrible. This is awful. It's not good. I mean, it's going to be a miracle if he gets away with a par. So shout out Dottie Pepper for the great work that she's doing. And shout out Rory McIlroy for the great work he's doing. Currently around 1 leader. And the Masters after shooting 5 under. I have an opinion on Rory.
Different show, but okay.
And I'm willing to admit that my previous opinion on Rory McIlroy was wrong. I was wrong about Rory and how I thought he was going to play in this Masters. You know the saying, it's more so used in boxing. It's hard to wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning and go and train when you're waking up in silk pajamas.
Yeah, Apollo Creed.
Well, I'm pretty sure it's Roy Jones Jr. But anyway, it's just hard when you have a lot of money and you have a lot of success to go off and do the hard work that you previously had to do when you've cemented your legacy, especially in a sport such as golf, where it really is all about legacy. And, for as much as we can talk about PGA Tour wins and PGA Tour winnings and, how much cash you've earned and, how long you were at the top, right? To be at the top, to be at the forefront of such a difficult sport for an extended period of time is so impressive. Even if you're not winning anything, just to be in the face of it all, right? You think of a guy like Justin Rose, where he's not necessarily a generational golfer, not necessarily a generational talent, but he has been so good for so long. Yet, what do we all judge it on? We judge it on, did you win the Masters? Did you win the PGA Championship? Did you win the US Open? Did you win the British Open? Like, how many majors have you won? And for Rory, when he won the Masters last year, he cemented his legacy as a golfer. I mean, what else is there more to accomplish for Rory McIlroy after he won the green jacket? 5 majors. You'd be surprised how small that list is of people who have won 5 or more majors. He's got his green jacket. He's going to be at the Masters Championship dinner for the rest of his life, And I think there was a part of me that thought, maybe now that pressure to win isn't like super fuel in his gas tank, that maybe he'll let off a little bit. Maybe he'll get complacent. Maybe that he won't attack the major with the same aggression that he did before. I think it's the opposite. I think the absolute opposite has happened with Rory McIlroy. I also do think we need to have a conversation about some of these live golfers that are performing right now. No Gouda, Josh Hodson.
No Gouda?
All pimento, no Gouda.
It's a fine cheese.
It is a fine cheese. Champions Tour players So, like older golfers that are retired. This was as of 2 hours ago. We're shooting 34 over. They were currently beating Liv's entire roster at the Masters, who are shooting 38 over. Absolutely insane. Fred Couples, until he blew up on the final 2 holes of the round 1 yesterday, was handing John Rahm and Bryson DeChambeau their lunch. Absolutely ridiculous. Does Liv have a problem, or is it just a bad tournament? Probably a mix of both. The Huskers went portaling. Nebraska basketball got their guy. Listen to this. They got a 6'9" power forward from the Missouri Valley Conference who is a plus 3-point shooter who can spread the court for them next season in the Big Ten. Describe that again. 6'9" power forward. Phenomenal from the 3-point line, who's going to space out their offense next season. Who does that remind you of? Probably the guy that has spent the last 3 years in Lincoln and hit the 2 seasons that he played at Nebraska, ended up making the NCAA tournament. That's Rink Mask. Sam Orm is on his way from Belmont to Nebraska. We have some thoughts on Mr. Orm, spelled O-R-M-E. So you might have thought it was Sam Ormy, but it ends up just being Orm. He is on his way, going to fill in that Rink Mask role. We'll tell you our thoughts about how he looks. I watched some tape on him, just some quick observations, if you will, on whether or not he'll be a high impactful player in the Big Ten. How big of an impact will he make on Nebraska's roster? Will he be able to fill that role that Rink Mask is vacating now that he is out of eligibilities after 7 years in college basketball? Will he be better than Rink Mask? Will he do more than just fill that role? We'll talk about that. Also, another guy has entered the transfer portal for Creighton last night. Kiram Konan enters the transfer portal, 8.4 minutes a game, over 30 appearances, 2.6 points, 1.8 rebounds. Konan is the 7th guy. He was actually the 6th guy, and then I believe it was Liam McChesney, who John Walker did hint at that he was not expecting McChesney to be on the roster next season. It will be his 4th team in 8 seasons after suffering some medical hardships in his basketball career. 7 Blue Jays have entered the transfer portal. Creighton has only added 1 player, power forward from Providence, Oswin Aramwunse, coming to the Hilltop. Massive addition for Creighton. A lot more work to do. Are they rebuilding? Is that even a word anymore? Can you even say rebuilding anymore in college basketball? Does that even exist?
I don't know where they're going to find 8 minutes from somebody. Terrible, tragic loss. We should probably have a moment of silence.
Good stuff.
Thank you. Thank you.
Whatever will they do? So many big losses. So many guys who shot under 40%. So many guys who didn't average more than 3 points per game. Got a lot of work to do in the portal. All jokes aside, in terms of the guys that they've lost.
Yeah, you need some bodies.
You need some bodies. I mean, they got 7 guys on the roster right now.
This isn't Tennessee women's basketball. You need some bodies.
Yes. This isn't curling. You need a team of 15, not 4.
15? No.
Yeah, you 15 roster spots.
12.
8. You really just need 8 guys. We need 8 guys. 8 ball players. We can't replace Kalkbrenner. I told you we can't do it. And we can't do it. But what we might be able to do is recreate them. Recreate them in the aggregate. I don't think Osman is going to be a recreation of Kalkbrenner in the aggregate. It'd be foolish to say that he's going to be as good or completely fill the shoes of Ryan Kalkbrenner. That would be wild, but definitely is going to do a hell of a better job than what they tried to do last season. We also have some more college basketball transfer portal news. Elliot Cadeau returning to Michigan. Brian Hodgson, the Providence Friars head coach, he said, "You don't think I'm good at recruiting? Look at my hot wife." Those were his words,
It's a
by
great
the way,
line.
not me. Okay. He's the one who said it. He goes, "You want to talk about my recruiting? Look at the woman who decided to marry me." Doing some good recruiting. He's actually sticking to his word, Josh Hodgson. The Friars have added some pretty impressive pieces. We'll talk about that. Almost close to 2,000 players in the transfer portal. And we had some, it was a good article today written in On3 talking about some of the negotiations that are happening across college basketball. You'd be, I don't know if surprised is the best word, but definitely revealing some of the things in terms of how the negotiations are going down. So we'll talk about Sam Orm. We'll talk about Creighton men's basketball. We'll talk about the Masters. We're going to talk about other things that are happening in the transfer portal. We have a whole heap of NFL draft intel that we have to get to, along with other winding sports, always evolving, always things are happening. We will talk about that all coming up here on Middays with Matt on the 1620 Zone Radio Network.
Now, back to Middays with Matt on 1620 The Zone.
So big movement early on at Augusta, Georgia to begin the second round of the Masters. It's moving day / cut day in Augusta. Rory McIlroy not going to tee off until 12:44 p.m. local time here in Nebraska, Central Standard Time, 1:44 local time in Augusta, Eastern Time, obviously. Sam Burns, 11:32 a.m. Tee off Kirk Kitayama, not going to go until 11:03, and Patrick Reed, not going to go until 12:08. So far, Wyndham Clark, who had he hard launched his new relationship with a very popular Instagram influencer at
It's
Augusta,
not a job.
Georgia. What?
It's not a job.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying facts. Those are sentences. Those are words in a sentence that is now relevant now in 2026.
Who was this now?
He hard launched his new relationship with Instagram influencer at Masters. Wyndham, Wyndham Clark. Wyndham Clark.
All right.
Yeah. You want to take a look at that. She's an influencer. I forget her name.
Yeah, she's an influencer.
Yeah, she influences people. Yeah. What do you think she influences people to do?
Buy stuff.
Yeah.
Emily Tanner is her name.
Yep. Yeah. She's the founder of an agency, I guess. Her Instagram bio is beauty, fashion, health, and wellness. Los Angeles.
Outkick's been all over it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow, what a shocker.
Imagine that.
That would be the last publication that I think that would really be pushing Wyndham Clark's hard launch at the Masters. Yeah, she how do you describe it? She influences?
She's an influencer. Picture an influencer in your head. That's who this woman
That's
looks
who
like.
that woman is. Yeah, probably fairly accurate. It's Coachella. So if you really want to get super mad and upset about these influencers who like do nothing other than take pictures and barely wear anything, there you go.
No regular humans go to Coachella anymore.
You know what?
It's just influencers.
I think you are totally correct.
It's an influencer festival. The rest of us maybe watch one person on YouTube or something.
Here's what I was thinking of last night. There was this video of LeBron James yelling at somebody courtside yesterday. He was telling them to relax. Which, by the way, if you tell another grown man to relax at any point, I feel like that is the definition of fighting words. Okay. You tell somebody, hey, relax, pal. Relax, buddy. You tell somebody you don't know,
it can
hey,
be an
relax.
Escalator. Yeah.
Oh,
sure.
It is absolutely an escalator. So anyway, LeBron James told somebody to relax. And I was thinking, I was like, when was the last time I met anybody or talked to somebody who was like, yeah, I was courtside at an NBA game? Like those people who sit courtside at the NBA game, they are just in a whole other social and economic stratosphere that I don't even interact with them. I don't know. I literally cannot tell you the last time I talked to somebody and they were like, yeah, we sat courtside for this NBA game because it's so damn expensive. And which, by the way, too, if you had all that money, why would you buy courtside seats to a March basketball game? I don't know. Just a food for thought. But yeah, Coachella, not for normal people anymore. Only for the people who are, quote unquote, pushing brands, end quote. So anyway, Masters going on right now. The guys aren't teeing off until later. Be very interesting to see the weather today as it moves on. Apparently, it's only supposed to just be great, and the greens are only going to get faster and faster and faster, which definitely benefits some of the guys like Adam Scott and Jason Day, who kind of thrive in those types of conditions. It was interesting last year on the Friday of the Masters. Rory got out pretty early, and Scotty was the one who teed off fairly late. And later in the day, the wind completely shifted. It went from the weather was pretty good, it was pretty nice, it was clear and everything, and then around 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, it started picking up, and then the Friday round just became a disaster for a lot of people because the wind was howling. If Scotty Scheffler switches tee times with Rory McIlroy last year, on the Friday of the Masters, if Scheffler gets out early and has clean conditions and McIlroy's got to play in the wind, we might be talking about a different Masters champion. So that's kind of what it all comes down to at some points. And so we'll see. Does McIlroy, do the golf gods come back around to bite him in the butt and give him some bad weather and give Scheffler the clear path to potentially fight for the lead? He did finish in the top 10 yesterday. Cha-ching for me. Great bet, Matt McMaster. Thank you so much for complimenting me. Thank you.
Proud of you.
Real quick, talking about Rory, he doesn't tee off for about another hour and exactly an hour, 39 minutes, because not tee off for. 5 under yesterday. Didn't have the best start right out of the gate, but definitely battled back. 8 is when he really started getting it going, and on the back 9, just really good golf from Rory. 5 under to begin the day. There's only been one time that somebody has posted a sub 70 round in every single round of the Masters in its history. It was Cam Smith, and he came in second place in the Masters when he did that. I thought that Rory winning the Masters might make him complacent. He'd just be like, okay, I did it. You know, won the 5th major. I won the one that had eluded me for so long. I won the major that a lot of people thought I wouldn't be able to win. You know, I won the major that I had so many different opportunities and I had been in contention for so long. And it just, Rory winning the Masters, the prospect of him winning the Masters became this just massive weight on his shoulders. It became, I mean, honestly, the Masters, the top storyline I felt like for the last couple of years had been, is Rory going to do it? Especially
Definitely.
2 years ago because Rory went through that stage where, look, he burst onto the scene, 2014, the young kid in town, winning all these majors and tournaments. And then he kind of had that little bit of a after effect where he wasn't winning majors, but he was one of the best golfers in the world. And then he just kind of, I don't want to call it a fall off, but he became, I don't want to say irrelevant, but definitely not as popular as he once was. And then it was about 3 years ago when he started playing great again. He started finding his stride again, and he was legitimately number 1 in the world. And we were looking at Rory being like, okay, he's back. He looks like he's in full form for what he was at that point. It was 10 years ago. And then the last couple of tournaments, the number 1 story had been, all right, is he going to do it? Is he going to get that elusive green jacket? Is he going to get that championship that at one point in time, it seemed like a certainty that Rory McIlroy was going to win a Masters green, like a green jacket. It seemed like this has to happen. And then as the years had gone on, and he failed and failed and failed, it became kind of a question. Like, wow, maybe he doesn't do it. Maybe this is just one of those things where he's just never able to capture this trophy. And he did it last year, and I thought maybe complacency sets in. And it kind of seemed like, from the reports that we read of, hey, Rory's loosey-goosey. Like, Rory, like, he was like, I mean, I think he said it himself, where it's like, every year I came here and it was a big deal, and now this year it's just like, it's kind of whatever, you know? Like, I did what I did. And so I think reading those reports and hearing what he's saying and understanding that there was a lot of pressure off of him, a part of me thought that he'd become complacent. That he wouldn't have that eye of the tiger, that he wouldn't have that drive, he wouldn't have that aggression, he wouldn't have that same fire to win this year like he did in years past, because that's all he ever wanted to do. That's the only thing he would think about. I think it's the opposite, actually. After how he played yesterday, and after not having the best start to the round, the way that he was just composed, the way that he was just confident, the way that he just kind of approached everything, it's almost as if the win for him at the Masters made it more likely for him to win another one. Because now there's no longer that big old elephant on his shoulders. Now there's not the prospect of, you know, being in the champions locker room, and there's not the pressure of being at the champions dinner and having a champions parking spot and being amongst one of the greats. He's did it. He's done it. I think he's just now on this golf course being like, I've won here before. I've played here so many times. I know this course like the back of my hand. Augusta is the type of course where you're only going to get better by playing it. I mean, there's a reason why it's been almost think it's been over 50 years since we've had a first time, or since we've had a debutante Masters champion, right? You just need experience. You can't overpower Augusta. This is not a golf course that you can just hit the ball very long and very far and, just cut it down. No, you have to have experience. You have to be creative. You have to use angles and, understand where to put yourself on the fairway to set yourself up for the greens, but you have to also understand, all right, how does the weather affect certain spots? This is a golf course that you're only more likely to win it, the tournament overall, the more you play it. And I think now that Rory's gotten the elephant off his back, he's like, yeah, man, I know this course. I know I'm great. The pressure's off. I've done this before. This is just a walk in the park for me. And so it's almost as if he turned that potential complacency into ultimate confidence. That he's kind of playing with the freeness at Augusta that he's never played with before. Because every other time that Rory McIlroy has ever played at the Masters, it's to capture the one thing that he doesn't know if he's ever going to capture it. Now he's playing at, this is the first time Rory McIlroy is playing at the Masters in quite some time with no pressure. He's got no pressure. Rory McIlroy finishes third this year. We go, hey, tough one.
One of the great golfers finished great.
Yeah, good for him. Great tournament. You know what? See, it was just Schauffele's tournament. It was just Scheffler's tournament. Oh, you know what? Rose finally got it done. If he finished third the years before, we go, oh my God, he was so close again. Why didn't he close the door? Why didn't he make that putt at 12? Or if he made that long putt at 8, or, if he had a better chip at 14, or, if he got it closer on 11, he would have done it. Rory's a choker. Now he finishes third. We just go, oh yeah, hell of a tournament for the kid. Nice money, man. Good for you. See you next year. So I think that McIlroy is, this isn't a take. This is just a fact. A massive, massive contender right now to win back-to-back Masters. When was the last time we had a back-to-back Masters champion? It's been quite some time.
Question. Let me look it up.
Because Scotty did it 2 times in 3 years.
Tiger Woods, 01-02.
Dude, it's been 25 years since we've had a back-to-back Masters champion.
Only 3 golfers have ever done it.
Ooh. Tiger, obviously. Jack.
That's right.
And
89 and 90.
Oh,
were the
Faldo.
years. Yeah, okay.
Nick did it.
I didn't know if that was too big of a clue. I'm sorry.
No. Well, yeah, but Faldo is, I think what's his first name? Is it Trevor Helleman? He won the Masters, South African champion. He's taken over for Faldo on the call. Trevor Immelman.
Yeah.
Immelman, not Immelman. He's great. Masters broadcast is great. They just kill it. I'm just a big fan. There's all this, by the way. What do you think? Bishop had this whole I don't care about Bryson DeChambeau and Kevin Hart and golf fans are freaking out that they've like commercialized the Masters and they have all these celebrities at the Masters and all these influencers are at the Masters.
I wish ESPN, they're always like the event that they're at is never good enough.
Thank you.
Where NBC, like, oh my gosh, it's
just the Masters.
It's game 12 of like baseball this weekend. It's game 12 of 162, and they're going to care about it like it's the Super Bowl.
Yeah. I think for me, I'm kind of on both sides here where I go, you're right, Josh. The event is the event. You're good.
I'm tuning in to watch the event. I want to watch the event.
I don't need anything more to bring me to the Masters. And I also do think, now this is more, I listen to too much Klosterman. I do think we're now in an era of just life and society where like, do stars crossing into other genres really draw anybody as much as they used to? There's a very famous...
I imagine it's more for after, like, okay, Kevin Hart will do this. We'll put it on social and...
Yeah, but like, is any...
People will see it.
Like back in the day, it was prevalent. But like now, because everybody's so overexposed.
Right.
Like you
No.
see superstars everywhere now, right? You used to only see, you used to see movie stars at the movies and then at the award shows and then at the talk shows, right? You used to see comedians when you went to their show, when their special came out in their movie, or when they were on talk shows, right? Which is why talk shows were so important. Or if they did TV. Now, though, that we have social media and commercials and advertising and all we see Kevin Hart everywhere. We see The Rock everywhere. I complain about Glenn Powell all the time because
we have a Glenn Powell of the week.
Because we get overexposed because these stars get overexposed. And so when you have overexposed stars, I don't think they're as big of a pull anymore.
I'm not going out of my way to see, Bert Kreischer's going to be on the MLB.
Exactly.
By the way, tune in. I think we're giving away Bert Kreischer tickets next week. So maybe a bad example, but he's going to be at the baseball game I wanted to watch, or I wasn't going to watch that baseball game, but now, this might be my only chance to see Bert Kreischer this week.
I think that would be a great Klosterman article if he wrote about celebrities draw as much as they used to. Do you go, oh my God, this person's going to be there? Like, I think the only person that draws like that for me, if I was uninterested in something, but Leonardo DiCaprio was going to be there.
And see, that's a great example because that would make you turn your head because he does not do things.
No, exactly.
He goes to the award shows. He might do one or two of the talk shows. I understand there's a lot less of them than there used to be, but he's not going on like the Drew Barrymore show.
No, he's
just because I got to hit this hard. No, like
he's not going on the Kelly Clarkson show.
Right.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things where it's like, you're right. You don't need to. The event is the event. The event sells itself. You're good, man. Like, you're okay. Hey, LeBron James, Ben Simmons is here. We're fine.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I understand the golf. I think the golf people are kind of overdoing it. People are like, they've ruined the Masters. They've ruined it. Augusta used to be sacred. Augusta used to be about this. Augusta used to be pure.
The golf is enough for the golf guys.
Yeah, I know. But the golf guys are being a little bit too much for me.
Yeah.
I was like, your tournament isn't ruined. Jason Kelsey being around, Bert Kreischer being around, Pat McAfee being around.
It's the par 3.
Dude. Is it annoying? Is it dumb? Is it stupid? Are these guys overexposed? Yes. Does it ruin the final putt on the 18th green for you? No, it doesn't. All right. There were some guys in their ivory golf towers who were being like, the tradition is sacred. Hey.
Saturday and Sunday.
Calm down, man.
You're going to get Nance whispering into the
You're
mic.
You're going to get exactly what you want. Yeah. All right. You're not Evel Knievel ain't going to jump over Ray's Creek. All right.
Look at you. You didn't know who that guy was 2 weeks ago. And now look at you.
Wait until I start making Gladiator references.
I'm so happy for you.
Dude, I made an intro with the Godfather. And then we'll get back to that at some point. I promise. We will do this weekend spring football at some point. This has been a good week of sport. But anyway, real quick before we hit a break and we get to Brian Christopherson of 24/7 Sports. If you have any opinions, 429-551-1620 is the zone, the Prairie Flower Casino Zone hotline to call in. We'll take your calls after BC's interview at 11:20. Also, if you want to get at us, if you disagree with us about anything, the Equitable Bank Zone inbox is always open. Matt at 1620 Zone, Josh O at 1620 Zone. And if you want to tweet at us, don't forget to tweet us at the Zone Twitter feed, which is powered by Liquid Trucking. Our very good friend Pesky Blue, shout out. You're the man. Liquid Trucking at Matt McMedia at producer Josh. Real quick before we hit a break, players who are playing in Live Golf, 38 over as of 2 hours ago. The Champions Tour, the older golfers who most of which are just playing in the Masters, not most of them, I'm pretty sure all of them are playing in the Masters because they automatically qualified for the Masters because they are past champions of the Masters, are 4 shots better than them, or were 4 shots better than the Live Golf players 2 hours ago, which is crazy. Real quick fact for you. PGA Tour events this season before the Masters, 12. Live Golf events before the Masters, 5.
Whoa.
You want to be better at golf? Hot take. Play more golf. You want to be better at writing? Write more. And that's what Brian Christopherson does. He writes a lot for Huskers 247. He's coming up next here on Middays with Matt on the 1620 The Zone Radio Network.
Now back to Middays with Matt on 1620 The Zone.
Masters currently going on as we speak. Let's see the shot from, I don't know who that is. That is a man I do not know. And a shot that is not very good. It's going to be a very, very long putt up on 4.
There's probably a correlation between those two things.
About a man. Yeah, it's probably a former Masters champion that I can't, I'm young.
I'm going to guess his last name is Barenberg.
I'm going to guess that he probably won the Masters 25 years before I was born. It's going to be my guess. A man who's, are you a Masters man, Brian Christopherson of 24/7 Sports? Is this your forte? Do you love the Masters? Are you a Masters guy?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Do you have a pick?
I picked Bryson before it began, and he didn't start off very well. Tommy Fleetwood was sort of my minor sleeper. I don't know if you'd call it that. And then Sam Burns was sort of my deep sleeper. So that's gone well. That's gone well so far.
He's about to tee off, I believe, here in the next about 20-ish minutes. So
yeah,
so
I should really latch. I should latch on to pretend the other two were not met. Well, no. Fleetwood's still in it, but
Brian, what do you do?
You never know.
You
never know with Bryson either. Bryson can shoot like a 64 on a
yeah.
Back and forth. But Sam Burns, who knows?
I think you should have just led with Sam Burns. You should have just been like, one of my deep sleepers was Sam Burns. That's what you should have put in.
Yeah.
Don't worry. The next time you do a radio interview in the next about 6 hours, you can go ahead and be like, I picked Sam Burns to win the Masters. How are you? Are you getting some sleep? Are you taking, that's kind of things have cooled down a little bit. No spring football. Husker basketball, yes, is in the portal, so I guess that's picked up a little bit. But how are you doing right now? What are you working on? What are you looking at? Anything piquing your interest? I'll just give you the floor, BC.
I mean, portal basketball's been probably my main thing, but there's been a good mix of football and hoops the last week or so, and it is different around here just in April without any spring ball, any of that coverage going on. So it's sort of unfamiliar territory, but this hoops portal season has kept me on my toes a little bit.
Your analysis of Sam Orm, the Missouri Valley power forward from Belmont, he shot 40% last season from 3, 70% last season from 2, efficient field goal percentage of 65, averaged 12 points, all Missouri Valley Conference second team player. Your take on the addition of Orm to essentially replace or fill in that Rink Mask role? Is that kind of what we're targeting here?
I mean, he can play a part in that. I think, right now they're hosting Drew Fielder on campus today. And so he could have a say in that role as well. But yeah, Sam Orm, it's hard to complain about that addition. I mean, he's a guy who's going to both stretch the floor and stress the defense because he can shoot it from the numbers you mentioned. I think when you watch his highlights, and of course that's going to be anybody's best work that gets presented there, but he can put it on the deck and cut too. I mean, he's got some mobility to him. He's not just like a stiff who's just going to hang out, around the arc. And so there's a lot of versatility to him. The thing you wonder with all these guys, and it'll have to be proven as they come together, whoever ends up on the roster, is, can you sort of get that cohesiveness you had on the defensive end, and what are their strengths or weaknesses there? And how do you cover whatever weaknesses certain guys may have defensively? Because everybody has something. But on the surface, that was an exciting ad for Nebraska to get, especially the day after the Burke thing dropped and a day before in-person visits even opened up. It's a nice little jolt to already have that in your pocket.
Is there a part of you that looks at this Nebraska defense as more of a whole as opposed to individual parts that kind of negates maybe the negative or deficiencies that some of these guys might have on the defensive end?
I mean, somewhat, and I don't want to imply like Sam Orm has like massive deficiencies there. I'm just curious with some guys like what we're going to learn about them on that end of the floor and what they do well and what needs improvement. But to your question, yeah, I think Nate Lenzer is a very good defensive mind.
Yeah.
I know they put their heads together over there, but he does a lot of work with that side. And he's going to find out what certain guys can accent, on that end of the floor and what you need to hide a little bit. But the big thing is, can you get a bunch of length, and that's where a guy like, I know Trevin Lenhart is a name that Nebraska's been interested in out of Utah Valley. He's a 6'5" point guard. You like the fact that he averaged, a couple steals per game and was really active on the defensive end and has that length. You could see where a guy like him could really fit well too into plans on that end of the court.
You talk about Coach Lenzer and obviously Coach Ziegler, massive parts of last season's success. And obviously, losing Burke, I'm going to spare you from that question because I'm sure you've answered it all week long, and we've talked about it all week long. But you want retention of the roster. How important is retention of this coaching staff? I mean, they're keeping the band together, at least for the most part. I mean, how big of a win is that for Fred?
It's a big win. Now, part of it is obviously Coach Lenzer at some point, I think, should be a head coach.
I agree.
And you want a guy to have that opportunity. And I know Fred would be the same way. Coach Lenzer was up for the Northern Iowa job. He was kind of going against a couple guys who had sort of already been connected.
Yeah, that was an uphill battle for sure for him to get that.
Yeah. So, I mean, that is what it is. You kind of know maybe going in that was going to go that way. But he should get his opportunity. But to your point, for Nebraska fans, selfishly, and for, I'm sure, Fred, it's awesome if you can have everybody basically in the building, back again. And Pat Monaghan has been he's a really good addition too, as far as I think he's a guy, Coach Monaghan, who recruits, a lot of these players that maybe they start at mid-majors or lower, but he knows them really well from their high school days. And how's the portal work now? You have to have great relationships with those type of guys who maybe they start their career at Northern Iowa or Bradley or something, and they're there for 2 or 3 years, but you've already got a connection with them that matters after they hone their games a little bit and they're prepared to take the next step. And I think he's useful in that way too, or could be going along. So he does have a nice working staff because I think everybody sort of has strengths, and this is something to probably dive into more this offseason. He split it up. He mentioned the San Antonio Spurs sort of have it where you have your offensive guys, your defensive guys, and you give them sort of assignments. And everybody really bought into their roles last year and excelled at them. And so you get to try to do that again now.
Let's talk about, because you brought up Lenhart, right, and then Fielder as well. So let's go through this. So Fielder, he's from Boise State. He averaged 14 points last season. Brings a lot of the same things that Orm does, right? 6'11", but also can shoot it from 3. Spaces the floor. Perfect guy to put next to, at least on the offensive end, to a guy like Frager or Sanford. And then you also brought up the Utah Valley State guard Trayvon Lenhart. Lenhart, he's 6'5". Kind of a combo guard. Had a good season last year with Utah Valley. And if they're able to bring in Lenhart and they're able to bring in Fielder, that would be quite the haul of Orm, Fielder, and Lenhart in terms of not only just talent, but also how they fit into the team. And then let's say you add another transfer portal depth guy. I mean, obviously, if you've watched the team last year, they weren't great because they were super talented. They were great because they were super connected. But is there a legitimate possibility that next season's team for Nebraska basketball could be more talented than this season's team?
Yes, I think there is, especially on the offensive end. If right, those couple of guys you mentioned were to fall Nebraska's way, and I mean Fielder's on campus today, so there's legit, the legs are long on that one, you'd think, but there's other people are after them, and there's price tags that get thrown in front of these guys, and so nothing is a given until you have the official, I guess, Twitter announcement or X announcement with the graphic, he signed. But yeah, I think they definitely could be more skilled on the offensive end, or have they set the record for threes this year, so they were dangerous there, but they've got some guys, if they can get that to come together, that could at least rival that as far as a shooting team, I think. Because let's look at what we know. They've got Stanford, you expect Stanford's coming back. You've got Frager coming back, and then you've got another laser now in Orm.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, that's a pick your poison deal for defenses with Stanford and Orm, and then obviously Frager can get downhill. And Frager, I think, he shot 35% or something from three, and Brunson and I were talking about it. If he could even have an uptick to like 38%, or something like that, that's a big deal. But altogether, that looks nice, and Fielder would be a huge addition on that end. And I like Lenhart, the 6'5" guard, because he's he's a different build and everything than Sam Hoiberg, but he's a stat packer, like he's one of those guys with 11.9 points, 5.4 rebounds, 6 points, 0 assists, 2 steals. Not saying he's got to do that at a higher level than the WAC now.
Sure.
But there's stuff to like there.
Yeah. What do you make of Nebraska getting these transfers from mid-major conferences as opposed to some of these other schools making big splash from Power 5 to Power 5?
I think more and more you're seeing a lot of other schools do it like Nebraska is, where that's sort of the way. You're seeing these guys who are mid-major or whatever you want to call it, that it's like the minor league system. They kind of prove themselves there. Maybe they weren't the most highly recruited out of high school, but they've got the right frame, and they're averaging 13 points and 5.7 rebounds or whatever, and everybody sort of looks their way. What I think you have to give Hoiberg and staff credit for so far, and you got to keep doing it, you're only as good as your next portal class, is they've been able to identify those type of guys who can actually translate their game at this level, because not everybody can. Like, not everybody can go from Utah Valley, where you might have had nice numbers, and make that apply to being a everyday Big Ten guard or something, So you've got to have sort of an eye for, yes, he's got numbers at that level, but this is why in our system it would fit and actually work in a conference like the Big Ten, when you're playing on a Tuesday and then a Saturday against Michigan State and Illinois, So I think he's done really well at seeing the picture of guys that have it within them to make that next step up the ladder. And again, we'll see if they can bring it home with a few of these guys, but Orm was a really nice start in that way, because you kind of look at his game and you're sort of confident off on the surface that like it's going to work in some way, at least at Nebraska.
BC, thank you so much for joining us as always every single Friday here on Middays with Matt. You are the man. Appreciate your insights. We will talk to you soon, brother.
All right. Sounds good, Matt. Always enjoy being on with you, buddy.
Appreciate it, Brian. Brian Christopherson of 24/7 Sports. Okay, so the reason why I asked Brian that question is this. Austin Jacobson and Austin will be on the show at 1 o'clock. We'll also have Michael Brentz on the show at 12:20 to talk about Nebraska baseball's massive series this weekend against Oregon. But AJ and I last Friday talked about Moneyball, right? How do you Moneyball basketball? How do you Moneyball college basketball? And I think last year my answer to you, how do you Moneyball college basketball, would just be recruit smarter, not harder. Right? Don't worry so much about getting talent. We want to acquire all this talent, want to acquire all this dribbling, want to acquire all this athleticism. No, recruit to a system, recruit to your matchups, recruit to your conference. You saw teams do that, right? You saw teams that, hey, we don't necessarily need to get the NBA draft prospects, or we don't need to get these massive guys who cost a lot of money who are transferring Power 5 to Power 5. We're just going to make sure that we're going to get guys who fit our system, fit our culture, and that's how we're going to roll, right? That's how you Moneyball. And in doing that, teams definitely did kind of prioritize point guards and centers, and now we're kind of seeing the market inflate for point guards and centers. And I got some couple price points that I'll show you in a second. When everybody started doing what the Oakland A's did after they were acquiring guys who hit home runs and got on base and prioritizing, not walking guys, and they didn't steal as many bases and all that stuff. When people got hip to sabermetrics, when they got hip to the importance of extra base hits, more so like to the point where it's valued now, you can't moneyball the norm, right? When Moneyball becomes the norm, it's no longer Moneyball. So you have to zag, right? And so the Oakland A's, they actually started now developing guys to hit more fly ball outs as opposed to ground ball outs. Like that was their next iteration, right? And we've seen this throughout baseball with like the Tampa Bay Rays. They really broke through the winning through the bullpen and the openers and really getting high quality arms and, pitching through the aggregate and not necessarily prioritizing having high-end starters, okay, in baseball. So what is Nebraska's zag now, right? Now that it's not so much like early on in college basketball NIL, it was just about talent, talent, talent. Now college basketball teams are recruiting for the game. They're recruiting toward their game. They're recruiting toward the trends. They're recruiting towards their conference. They're recruiting towards fit and not necessarily as much as into talent, because we've seen teams with a ton of talent fail, like a Kansas State. How's Nebraska zag? All these teams are spending millions and millions of dollars on getting these guys who were Power 4 guys, Power 5 guys, these guys who, showed potential in the SEC and the Big 12 and the Big East and the Big 10, and now potentially they could take the next step with their team. Nebraska's going to get 3 dudes who played in mid-major conferences potentially. They're going to get high caliber players that weren't in the Power 5, but they evaluated them and they believe they can develop them and they believe they could fit into their system. And so they're going to get effective players that are coming to their roster that does have the size, that does have the shooting that they need, but they're going to get them at a cheaper dollar because they're able to have a better evaluation process that doesn't involve them spending as much money as they would on a Power 5 guy. That is the potential money ball here for college basketball in the portal. Coming up next, we do the odd news with Josh Odd's son here on Middays with Matt.
And now we've reached the point in the show where Josh Odson reads the peculiar, the bizarre, the comical, the odd news with Odd Son. Odd news, Odd Son. See what we did there? The odd news with Oddson.
All right. It's funny because we're gonna do the odd news here.
Mhm.
And then I was going through my bookmarks of like, oh, like these are things. I use my Twitter bookmarks as like, oh, this is stuff that we could talk about.
Smart.
I have an odd news story that we will do at 12 o'clock
Okay.
that is relating to sports and something that we actually talked about, Josh, off air. A little hint for you.
Ooh.
It's an odd news story, but the more important odd news stories do not come from the mouth of Matt McMaster. They come from the mouth of Josh Odson. Josh, two stories today.
We go to Augusta.
Oh, really? Okay.
Where things are out of control at the Masters.
I mean, maybe relatively to what they were in the past. Sure.
Xander Schauffele's tee shot on the par 5 8th hole Thursday at Augusta. Ended up in somebody's merch bag.
Hell yeah.
Just a few feet to the left of the fairway, Schauffele used a tee to mark the spot, removed the ball, and then handed off the bag to a woman in a pink and white outfit. He was able to play on without penalty and made par.
Wow, okay.
It just flew straight into the bag. It was a great break. That bounce would have put me in the pine straw, and who knows if I would have had a shot to hit it up the hill, Schauffele said. Thanks to the lady on 8, he said.
The best part about playing at Augusta has to be you can never lose a ball. I've thought about this multiple times.
Sure.
You can never just... No, we couldn't find... Like, I was playing in league on Wednesday, and a guy just hit it. We all saw the drive go off the tee box. We all saw it land in the rough. We all were like, okay, we've marked it. Could not. I repeat, could not find this ball after minutes of looking. It's got to be awesome being at Augusta, getting ready to hit a shot and being like, unless this goes in the water, I know I'm going to see this ball again. That's got to be one of the more underrated perks of that entire experience, for sure. There's also a guy on Twitter he had his own anecdote about like being at the Masters, and I just want to say this funny quote. A guy that he was around went behind like one of the bushes at Augusta and was peeing, and he got a tap on the shoulder. It was like, young man,
excuse me, sir.
Young man, it's probably easier to pee at the Vatican than it is at Augusta National. So there you go. Augusta, never change. Never change. Even if it means telling no to Kevin Hart, Bert Kreischer, and Jason Kelsey.
We go to our friends at Sickos Committee for...
Whoa! We love Sickos Committee.
Yeah, they did a little FOIA action.
FOIA Friday, yes.
That's right. Mascot wedding booking rates.
Oh, okay.
Per hour.
Yeah. Can I guess who the top one is?
Yes.
Duke Blue Devil.
Oh,
do you not have the ranking, or is
it's by conference, so I have to slide over.
Okay.
No.
Wait, in the Ace, is it the Virginia Musketeer?
No.
Who is the top mascot in the ACC?
That appears to be Clemson at $1,000 an hour.
Okay. Who's the most expensive overall?
I believe it to be Sparty over at Michigan State.
Oh my God.
And the Duck at $1,500 an hour.
Okay.
They got all the rates that they could. $750 for Bevo.
Yeah.
Not the real Bevo.
Not
the foam Bevo.
Okay.
Is tops in the SEC. Although some people in the comments had Auburn higher, but Sickos was not able to get a number from Auburn.
Okay.
$350 for Herbie Husker.
Yeah. Whoa, really?
Yeah, pretty good rate.
That's a damn good rate. If you're a big Husker fan, here's what I would do. If to like prank somebody at their wedding, I would hire a random ass mascot to come and be at that wedding.
How about creepy ass Purdue?
Okay.
$600 an hour.
That's exactly what I thought. What is it, Petey? Right? Is it Petey?
Yeah.
Okay.
Purdue Pete.
I would definitely book Petey as a joke.
Now they were not able to get a number for the Trojan Northwestern, UCLA, and Penn State.
Can you imagine
So
like
I get figures for?
Can you imagine like being in like having a destination wedding and you're like in like North Carolina and you're like, yeah, what if we just like booked the Coastal Carolina mascot to come to the wedding? Like you didn't go to Coastal, I didn't go to Coastal. Nobody here has ever gone to Coastal, but wouldn't it be funny if we had a mascot here?
Coastal's in the what, Sun Belt?
Yes, they are. Herbie being
$100 an hour.
Well, dude, what a like if I just had a wedding in North Carolina and I was just like, you know what? What if we just got the shocker here? What if we just got him here? That'd be fun. Maybe we tell him, hey, look, we'll give you another $300. Just take off your helmet and just start drinking beers. You want a beer? You want a beer? All right. I have an odd news story of my own.
Okay.
Coming up at 12 o'clock. It's an odd news story because it's kind of I don't want to say the dirty side, but the inside part of journalism that happens that I know you and I know occurs, but maybe some other people don't know that happens a lot. And secondly, it's about a story that's not going away. It's not going away, this story. The story ain't going anywhere. And it'll be interesting to see what will happen as this continues to linger. We will talk about that story coming up next here on 1620, the Zone Radio Network.
Now back to Middays with Matt on 1620 The Soul.
All right. Screw the tease. Black Cat goes, oh, Nick Grimm, our producer of Sportsmanlike Conduct, he's getting married in some time now. He's getting married in the month of April.
Yeah,
This month. He goes, oh, Grimm would love a random mascot drop-in. I hope he's not listening. Okay,
Probably isn't.
What are we thinking here? I can do this. What if I booked a random ass mascot to go to Nick Grimm's wedding? And then we recorded the call.
So you're going to have to pay mileage.
Okay, so
you don't want to go like, oh, let's get the UCLA Bruin out.
I have a couple of ideas.
Uh-huh.
I've been scanning through the Sickos Committee website. I have 2 main candidates here.
All right.
For who I could book for Nick Grimm's wedding to just show up randomly for an hour. Number 1 is Boomer the Bear, Missouri State's mascot. Okay. Missouri State's mascot is $50 an hour.
Make more money on the mileage than the actual appearance.
And then Missouri State campus to Omaha.
Mm-hmm. Springfield, pretty far away.
Is it pretty far away from here? Oh, I'm going to go to mapquest.com.
MapQuest? You are an old man.
I used to love to print out the MapQuest.
Really? I would have thought you would have missed that.
No, I would go there and you go here, you grab it and you look it up and then you print it out and then you bring it over.
357 miles from Springfield to Omaha.
So the Cyclone mascot is for every.
See, that would really chap his hide because he's a Go Hawks guy.
For every 60 miles, it's $100.
Whoa.
Yeah.
You're not going to like that bill.
No, I'm not. Here's
to Omaha, 171 miles.
That would be another $650. No way.
A little steep.
But the point is that it's supposed to be random. All right, here's my second candidate. The St. Louis Billiken.
Okay.
$100 for booking.
Mm-hmm.
St. Louis is how many hundreds of miles away?
435.
Shoot. Would I be willing to pay $400 for Nick Grimm to have the St. Louis Billiken show up to his wedding unannounced?
Now, I feel like at that price point, maybe you could get like, hey, Shafe, can we have $50?
Oh,
like that's our gift. That's our gift.
Should I open up the hat
in lieu of getting the Grimms a gift?
Instead of gifting them a toaster,
let's get them an experience
or cash. Let's go.
No, I don't want to reveal too much about our friend Nick Grimm here. This is sort of a garden party vibe for his wedding.
All right.
So it would not be well received what we're doing.
How about this? I have a connection.
Okay.
And know how to get an old Herbie Husker.
An old
mascot costume. What if I showed up in a mascot costume at Grimm's wedding?
All right.
What?
Nathan asked an important question in the chat. Did you finally get invited?
No, I did not. So what if I crashed the Grimm's wedding party wearing a 1970s Herbie Husker mascot costume? And we just said, oh, yeah, Josh is a gift booked old school Herbie Husker to take pictures with people.
We thought you'd like it.
We thought you'd like it, We thought you'd like it. It's a bit. We got you a mascot to take pictures here at your wedding. And then we reveal at the end of the night that it was me, Austin. It was me all along. And I was in the mascot costume.
All right. Platt Cat's helping us out here. The UNI mascot as of April 1st, 2023 has no charge for its mascot appearances. Requests will be honored based on mascot availability Requests do not guarantee an appearance.
Mascot appearances. All right. We can. What if we call them right now on the air?
Nebraska's a two-party state.
Oh, we can't. Okay.
Iowa isn't. I guess I don't really know the rules. We recorded the QT.
We can get TC Panther or TK Panther. They're the baddest cats in the valley. I don't know if you knew that.
Makes sense. I didn't know it, but I'm not surprised.
They're the baddest cats. So we can. I have their contact information. Are you down with this? How do you feel about this idea? I think this would be a very easy way to get Nick to hate me forever.
Yeah. What? I don't think I feel like over the weekend, let's ask some questions about how negatively this would be received.
This isn't going to happen. Okay. This is just a fun little exercise on the radio. Whoa. Why are you making those? We could. We could, Grim. Grim, you better talk nice to us, so the St. Louis Billiken is going to show up at your wedding.
Anytime. Well, I mean, extend that out. Like, boy, it'd be really embarrassing if
Boomer, the Missouri State Bear, showed up at your wedding.
Walked into the even for events past the wedding. Like, oh man, you're trying to get some producing done in that CWS booth. Boy, it'd be a shame if the Billiken showed up and ruined it.
Oh, that's a great 1-year anniversary you're having, Nick Grimm. It'd be a real shame if Cocky, the Iowa State mascot, just happened to show up to your frolfing invitational.
Be really embarrassed if your wife was in labor and Smokey the Tennessee mascot showed up.
Why is Raider Red here? While we're giving birth.
That reminds me, the Oklahoma State mascot, there is a distinction in there that the Oklahoma State mascot will not appear with a shotgun.
How much for the shotgun? How much for him to bring it?
Nope, won't do it.
It's got to be add-on. Come on.
Will not do it.
We can do business here. Money talks, right? That mascot better not show up to this wedding shower without the shotgun. Welcome to the Grim baby shower. What the hell is Peter the Boilermaker doing here?
Staring at all the women, making them uncomfortable.
You know what? You want the Grim Invitational to happen?
I do.
You make it with all of the mascots across the country.
Whoa. Okay. Hadn't thought of that. Great idea.
You want Nick's Frolfing Invitational to actually happen? Screw having 1620 of his own listeners sign up. We just spend all of the company money on getting all of these mascots from across the country to a frolfing spot in Omaha, Nebraska.
There's no... Oh, how many clicks do you think we could... The maximum doesn't exist.
It doesn't exist. We would go viral. Mm-hmm. We would easily go viral because it would just pop up on Twitter and be like, why are 30 mascots from across the nation all in this little park in Omaha, Nebraska playing Frisbee golf?
Obviously would have to invite the 3 in-state mascots.
Obviously. And by the way, they would be the hosts, right? So they would get, the nicest locker rooms and the nicest catering, Mm-hmm. They'd probably, we'd give them a big standing. What if we charge tickets to this event?
Well, you got to make your money back for paying for these mascots to
wait. If we hosted the Nick Grimm Mascot Frolfing Invitational,
he would love it, by the way.
We invited and paid for various mascots across the country. Set up, we actually did some planning, and then we charged $5 a ticket for people to watch the various mascots of college sports teams across the country play Frisbee golf against one another. Do you not think that would sell?
I think it would sell really well, actually.
We could do it I'm going to be real with you. It wouldn't be that, in the whole grand scheme of things, we could get this done for about 10 grand, I think. Come on. This would be incredible. You want engagement? You want vibes? You want clicks? the first ever annual Nick Grimm mascot frothing invitational.
This is not the worst idea we've ever come up with out of the blue.
Dude,
on
what's
the
a
radio.
worse idea than this? The Nick Grimm frothing invitational.
No, that was gold.
What would you rather have? The actual Grimm invitational or the one that has the
mascots?
mascots?
The mascots.
The mascots.
All right. I'm going to have to write all this down. I'm going to have to replay this segment after the show. Make a proposal.
All right. Yeah, I can't. Can you imagine us in front of our bosses? Look,
hear us out.
You
Wait
want-
till the end.
You want this thing to sell? You gotta cough up $1,500 for Sparty. You cannot have.
It's a no-go without Sparty.
Without Sparty, nobody cares. It's like having Tiger not at the Masters. You have to have Sparty. What if we made like Air with Jason Bateman, but it was me trying to book Sparty for the Grimm Invitational?
Sparty won't do it. He's got a rider. This is what's on his rider.
Sparty wants a BMW.
But Sparty can't have a BMW.
He can't have a BMW. Wait, Sparty wants part of the ticket sales?
I can't do it.
That's not how frothing works,
We
Sparty.
lose our nut that way.
All right, there we go. That wasn't the plan. But I'm going to be real with you here, though. If I had FU money, if somebody has, I'm being so for real right now. If
you wouldn't know if I won the lottery, but there'd be signs.
There would be signs if I won the lottery. This would be one of them. If I had Cody Campbell money, Cody Campbell could do this tomorrow. Cody Campbell could easily get all of the big mascots from across the country together. We would have to put them in hotels, right?
I think it'd be cheaper to get an Airbnb and say you all have to live together.
How about this?
for a night.
We bought the costumes. Like we rented out not the people, but the costumes. And then we had 1620, the zone listeners enter
interesting.
to be in the Grimm Invitational. And if they were to be in the Grimm Invitational, then they would be assigned a mascot that they would have to wear and then play frothing. PC would go, the Butler Bulldog could be cruising around the course in his little car. God, that'd be great. All right. I guess that was a continuation of our odd news story. Let's continue to a news story that isn't going away. I am officially marking it. This is the last time we'll talk about it. No, it's not the last time we'll make jokes about it. But it's the last time we'll talk about it. But I want to point something out. I just want to point it out. Sometimes controversial things happen in sport that isn't necessarily on the field or on the golf course or on the court or on any of the playing surfaces, right? It's outside of the sport. And it's not the best look for the person at the time. But with time, those things kind of get swept under the rug. They kind of pass. Whether or not they should, and whether or not we should or should not forget them, it just happens sometimes where we go, this person did not the best thing, wasn't great for them on the day, but as time progresses, we forget. I think a great example up until this last one, but like it seemed like we had forgotten a lot of Tiger Woods and some of the very bad things that he did, because in 2019 when he won the Masters, we all became the biggest Tiger fans of all time, right? Things just kind of happen where you move on.
Him hit ball go far, make me forget.
Yes. Josh, literally.
Yeah.
This Vrabel Rossini story started on Tuesday. It's now Friday, and it's still one of the hottest things on Twitter.
I will consume every meme about this story.
It's still, if you want clicks, you want engagement, you want people to pay attention to you, you make a joke about this thing, right? If you have gained a lot of followers and have gained a lot of viewers, if you find old Diana Rossini clips making fun of her husband or referring to anything that could relate to what has happened, you want clicks, you get it that way. I have seen so many old Diana Rossini clips. I've seen so many old, things that have her involving talking about her love life, her talking about her husband, her talking about Mike Vrabel. I've seen so many of that stuff. I just showed you one off air. like a completely different one that you hadn't seen before
I
about the
hadn't seen that
saxophone.
one. Yeah.
You know, like this stuff ain't going away. So much so that Front Office Sports released another article about it yesterday, revealing that whoever grabbed these pictures was offering the story up for payment to people, to publications. One of them being TMZ.
TMZ said no.
How does TMZ say no? Apparently, they have a policy that they don't want things getting too bedroomy or what. I know, right? I mean, TMZ acting all high and mighty, right?
What?
I know. That's how they're living.
Huh.
10 figures is what it costs to get these pictures and to get the context of these photos.
10 figures?
Sorry, 4 figures. 4 figures.
Okay.
It was, I think, rumored $10,000. That's where I got confused.
Hello.
4 figures could get these pictures, could get the story. TMZ said no. Obviously, the New York Post ended up publishing it with the interlocked fingers.
Interlocked fingers?
We already talked about Mike Vrabel, his statement saying this was taken out of context. This is laughable. Diana Rossini said, look, we hang out outside of the venues and stadiums all the time. There were people there. Those people haven't commented yet, by the way. It's not a big deal. The executive director of The Athletic said, we love Diana. We're proud to have Diana. She's one of the best best writers in the NFL. These pictures were taken out of context. So we have all these people saying, you guys are idiots. You guys don't know what we're talking about. This is taken out of context. The Athletic said, we're not going to do anything about it. And yet the store, and they do this, by the way, with the hope of, all right, people will just forget about it. This thing will go away. Have you seen Diana Rossini's latest tweet when she tried tweeting about the referees?
She tried tweeting something yesterday, and I was like, ooh, I got to check the comments.
No Gouda. No Swiss, no Parmesan, no American, no Munster, no Gouda. Not good at all.
Although it did get 5 million impressions on Twitter.
Oh, sex sells is what they say.
3,000 comments. Wow. I'll bet it was a real discussion starter.
How many likes could it get?
2,000.
Ha! Talk about a ratio. I don't know, man. Like I said, this is the last time we talked about it because
what do you do? I want to know what she told The Athletic, to where The Athletic was like, well, yeah, I mean, I totally see it that way. Okay, yeah, we'll put out, because most of the time your employer will just put out a statement that says, yeah, we're looking into it. We've seen it. We've seen these photos. We're looking into it. We'll get back to you.
To be a fly on the wall between Vrabel and his wife, hottest ticket in town. Just be honest with you.
Robert Kraft's the owner of the Patriots.
Somebody used the
Patriots just went to the Super Bowl. Like, Mike Vrabel ain't getting fired for this.
Somebody used the Wedding Crashers clip between Vince Vaughn and Owen Wilson.
You'll have to be more specific.
When they go, were they built for speed or built
that
for
was
comfort?
The one I was thinking of.
They're like, do you think this is the interaction between Kraft and Vrabel?
Inappropriate, but funny.
We're a serious radio show.
We're very serious. Most progressive.
And, well, I can't say the next line because that would actually kind of curtail into what we're talking about here. The point of the segment is this. We want to book a mascot at Nick Grimm's wedding.
That's the takeaway.
We want to make the Grimmvitational college mascot only, which would be one of the hottest tickets in town in Omaha, Nebraska. And if I had FU money, I would do it. And the third point of this segment is this story isn't going away. And I don't like, is there any internal pressure at all from anybody to clear? Like, I don't know, man. Like, I'm just pointing it out. This, people still are talking about this thing and people are still paying attention to this thing. And it just seems like no one's really going to care until anything happens. And it really does seem like nothing is going to change.
Everything they've said very, very minimal things so far, but everything they've said, like, you still got to go home at the end of the day. Like,
she still has to do a job.
Yeah.
And I honestly, there's a part of me that is like, man, that's got to be tough for her to actually go ahead and do like journalistic work and like, you know,
nobody's going to tell her anything.
It's not even that. I think it's just hard for her to do all this work knowing that when she posts this article that all everybody's going to talk about is something that is not the work that she's publishing. Okay? I just think that it's just something to point out that these are two very prominent people within a league that are at the top of their positions. Diana Rossini is one of the top writers in the entire NFL. Mike Vrabel is one of the top coaches in the entire NFL, and they are caught in what we would consider a scandal. And both of their employers, one, the Patriots haven't made any sort of statement. None of the legacy media companies in sports have covered this story. And the Athletics,
why would they?
And the Athletics has said, we're not going to, this is completely out of context. We completely stand by Diana. Why would they say anything else? And yet people are just not letting it go. It's just an interesting, to me, it's an interesting observation. I'm curious to see what might happen, if anything might else happen.
The Diana Rossini show coming to your radio this fall.
Maybe. It's just something to point out. We're going to have somebody on the show that'll point out a lot of things. In particular, the big series that's happening between Oregon and Nebraska. The Huskers under Will Bolt have an opportunity to host an NCAA tournament regional at Haymarket Park. Their next series will be massive into deciding on whether or not that will happen. We talk about that next with Michael Bruntz of 24/7 Sports here on Middays with Matt.
Now, back to Middays with Matt on 1620 The Zone.
And don't forget to go to 1620thezone.com to enter yourself in for plenty of opportunities to go to different and various concerts like George Thorogood and the Destroyers, the Black Keys, the Young Giant, Chris Stapleton, and Zach Bryan. We already gave away a bunch of tickets yesterday, but if you want to get yourself another opportunity to go to see Zach Bryan on April 25th at Memorial Stadium, you can go to 1620thezone.com and register for an opportunity to win yourself to the With Heaven on Tour, along with all of the other concerts that are on our phenomenal website. We bring in a phenomenal guest, a person that we don't often have on the show here, but I believe this is his first time being on the show. But we have to mention, I mean, this is one of those instances where we're trending in a direction where Nebraska baseball, things are getting real serious real quickly. And so we have to bring on a Nebraska baseball expert. It's Mr. Michael Bruntz. Mike, Bruntz, geez. How are you?
Not bad. How's it going, Matt?
It's going great. Do you like being called Mike?
I usually get Bruntz. I don't get much Mike.
Okay. Okay. I had to make sure.
Usually just Bruntz.
Okay.
I don't. I'm like a last name only person. I guess.
I hear you. Do you like Bruntsy? Do you like Bruntsy? Is that a good one?
I get that sometimes.
But do you like it?
On occasion.
Do you like it?
It doesn't bother me.
Okay.
That much. It doesn't. It doesn't rustle my gyms at all.
Okay. Well, wrestle your gyms. That's a good one. My dad. The reason why I ask is my dad's a Michael, and he likes to be called Mike. But then I know Michael Severe, and if you call Michael Severe Mike, it's probably the easiest way to start a fight with him. So we have to clarify here. But thank you so much for coming on Middays with Matt. Massive series, my man. I know that, it's kind of funny. Like, we've been in this trend for the last couple of years where there's been this kind of succession plan of, all right, Nebraska football ends. Nebraska football kind of disappoints you. You go into basketball season. You watch Nebraska basketball. Nebraska basketball ends around early to mid-March, slightly disappointing, and then you head right into baseball. But this year has been very different because Nebraska basketball played deeper into March than any other Nebraska basketball team has ever. And on top of that, they were better than any Nebraska basketball team, or succeeded more than any Nebraska basketball team had done before that. And so it seems like the interest for baseball has come a little bit later in the year than maybe we're typically accustomed to it happening. But this Nebraska baseball team is legit and having an incredible season. Up to this point, up until that, I don't want to call it disappointing loss to Kansas, because that was a very highly competitive game between the Jayhawks and Huskers. But up to this point, heading into this big series on the road in Eugene, Oregon against the Ducks, what has the story to you been about this Nebraska baseball team?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just a balanced group. I think that's the biggest takeaway. Nebraska has at the plate, a lineup that 1 through 9 is better than it's been in a while. Like, I think they have a pretty good mix of guys. They've found a recipe, I think, for hitting for a little bit more power. The doubles numbers are up, and it's a group that has, been able to chase bigger innings a little bit more easily than some of the groups in the past. On the mound, I mean, you have 4 legit starters with Horn, Yasa, Katsky, and Blackowitz on Tuesdays, and I think they've developed a pretty reliable closer in Jay-Sean Unger. That's kind of been one of the kind of emerging storylines of the last month or so is him just kind of taking that role, because before that they didn't really have one that was kind of anointed the closer. And they field it well. I mean, they're a top 30 fielding team, and when you can do those 3 things relatively well, you can generally play pretty good baseball. But I think the uptick in offensive numbers is probably that was the thing that Nebraska went into the transfer portal and into last season wanting to improve, and they've been able to do that. We'll see if they can do it against better pitching. I mean, the 3 pitchers they're going to face Eugene are probably maybe outside of Auburn, probably the 3 best pitchers they're going to see this year, with apologies to USC.
Mm-hmm.
And then, they're going to have to do it against better teams now. So the challenge is there, but they've kind of knocked down the pins that you have to in the first couple months of the season to at least put yourself into a potential hosting conversation. Although, that'll be solidified, I think, for better for worse over the next couple weeks.
I think the interesting thing, about this kind of run that they've been on, and they've only lost 2 games and 18-2 in their last 20, if I'm not mistaken, something like that, Brunsey.
Yeah,
I mean,
sounds right.
There's been an incredible a mix, right, of guys who guys who you're familiar with, right? Dylan Carey, Case Sanderson, Rhett Stokes, and then also guys that transfer portal, whether it be Jeter Worthley, right? The freshman coming in, hitting over 300 to begin the season. Has the story on offense, in your opinion, been more about the returners, or has it been more about the new additions that have come in and added a nice a layer of offense to what they already had a veteran group going?
Yeah, I mean, going into the season, I mean, you needed the guys who you were expecting to be dudes, and Carey was probably at the front of that line, and he's been really good, really, really good. The power numbers are up, the strikeout numbers are down. He's playing with an edge that I can't recall him playing with, over the previous 3 years, and he's kind of really set the tone, I think, for that offense. And they added Jet Buck out of the transfer portal. I think he's been a nice addition as a guy that can play infield or outfield. He's got some pop in the bat. And then the 2 freshmen, I think, the 2 freshmen and also Mac Moyer at the top of the lineup have been kind of the offensive stories of the last month. Worthley's been relatively consistent since he got here. I know he's a guy that, is being watched very closely already by scouts as kind of what his long-term potential can be.
Mm-hmm.
But, he's moved up into the 2-hole in the lineup. He's hitting over 300 now. You're starting to see, the first month of the season, it was a lot of like slapping ground balls and beating him out. And you didn't really see the pop, and now you're starting to see some doubles. You're seeing him more comfortable at the plate. Grigo, is a former high school infielder who basically said, I can play outfield too if you want me to.
Yeah.
He's hitting over 300. He's got some pop as well. He's been really good in right field as Nebraska's kind of tried to figure out the outfield picture this season. And also, you can't overlook Mac Moyer. I mean, he's wasn't even in the starting lineup the first 3 games of the season. And, every time it feels like there's, a key situation with runners on base. I mean, he's been really good at, finding holes and driving guys in when he's had the opportunity and setting the table for everybody else. So, I mean, that's why I would probably lean a little bit more towards the offense being more of the story at this point. And part of it's because you have veteran guys that are hitting really well right now. And then you also have been able to find guys on the roster who are kind of ready for the brighter lights and have, not looked out of place either.
Let's talk about, because it's been well publicized that Will Bolt's goal for this Nebraska baseball program has been, we want to host a regional. That's kind of always been the target. And while they've been able to get to super regionals and get to the NCAA tournament and win multiple Big Ten tournaments, that's something they haven't accomplished yet, right? Hosting their own regional. What do they got to do? Let's just lay it out. Let's lay it out, Michael. Like what do they have to get done? What is the path? And how feasible is it that they can accomplish this?
Yeah, I mean, you look at what's ahead. I mean, this 2-week stretch is really key. You're facing an Oregon team that's in the 30s in the RPI. You're on the road. That's a really important series if you're able to win it. You've got a top 15 RPI team in USC coming into town next weekend in another key series in terms of kind of what that resume is going to look like and what the metrics are going to say. You still have midweeks against Kansas, who's also in that 30 range. You have another midweek against K-State, who's a likely NCAA tournament team, and a bunch of other kind of Big Ten series to end the year against teams that you should be able to handle, or you definitely need to handle. So, these next 2 weeks are basically, going to determine whether or not that conversation continues into late April and May, because you got to get these two. These are really important. and just kind of continue to do the things against the teams that you should beat. I mean, that's been the biggest thing for Nebraska so far is, they swept Penn State. They, took care of Michigan State. Probably even could have, swept at Michigan, which would have been a huge sweep there too, but they got 2 or 3 there. So, these next 2 Big Ten series are big, and then, just continue to kind of take care of business. That's the route forward. And hope that you get a little bit of help from some of the teams that are helping you on your schedule. I mean, that one win at Auburn still carries a lot of weight. That Florida State win is still carrying a lot of weight. So that's kind of the road forward, I think.
What do you think has been the secret sauce to the midweek games? Because you talk about beating the teams that you should beat. Well, you harken back to the couple of seasons where Nebraska had to win the Big Ten tournament in order to get to the NCAA tournament. I think you could point to the losses that they would have to North Dakota State, or the losses that they would have to Omaha, or the losses that they would have to Creighton, or the losses that they would have to either, smaller power schools, or whether it be, mid-major schools. What has been cleaned up there? Has it been an attentiveness to it? Has it been have they really exaggerated? Hey, we have to make sure we win these games because this has hurt us in the past? Or are they just better? Are they just better and more equipped and deeper to win some of these Tuesday, Wednesday games?
There's just more depth. I mean, I think when you have an offense that can score the way that Nebraska has to this point, it buys you a wider margin of error on those midweeks. I mean, you look back at the last couple of seasons, and there were a lot of games where Nebraska was having to win 4-2 on Tuesday nights, or win those tight games, and that's tough to do when you're having to kind of pass the bucket in the bullpen on midweeks. And coming out and being able to kind of score early against Creighton last week, and kind of take control of that game. And I know it got a little bit sideways late, but putting up scoring 5 runs early, that kind of eases the pressure off of everybody in those games. And I think the other thing, I mean, you had up until a couple of weeks ago, you had Cooper Katsky, who's the reigning back pitcher of the year, going for you on Tuesday nights. Like, it's if you have 4 legitimate starters in college baseball, regardless of conference, you can do pretty well with the midweeks. Like, if you've got a guy that's going to go 6 or 7 innings for you on a Tuesday, that just makes things look a lot better. And they've been careful the last couple starts with Blackowitz with pitch counts and stuff like that against Creighton and also against Kansas, because he was really dealing against Kansas too. But if you have that guy that can kind of get you off to a good start on the mound, I mean, that's a huge deal. And I think that's kind of been the reason for it, coupled with the fact that you just have an offense that can score a little bit more.
Michael Bruntz of 247 Sports. Michael, I'll leave you here on this. And this is a tough question, so I'll apologize. But I think that you are the one who can, probably verbalize this better than just about any other guest that we'll have on. Percentage chance, in your opinion, Nebraska baseball is hosting a regional in the NCAA tournament this season. Percentage chance.
Yeah, I mean, I would still put it at pretty low.
Okay.
I'd say probably I don't even know percentage wise, but I
15. Would you put 15?
Yeah, I mean, that's probably where I'd put it. I mean, you're asking for a world where there's potentially 3 Big Ten teams hosting regionals, because UCLA is going to do it, for sure. USC may, and you're at least talking maybe Oregon or Nebraska. So that would be a stretch, I think. But if they can get through these 2 weeks, looking okay, I think they've got a chance to do it. But it's margin for error is so thin, and I would still put it a little bit low. Like, I think it's still probably in the early stages of the regional hosting conversation right now.
Michael, you're the man. Thank you so much. Pretty impromptu coming on here talking Nebraska baseball. We really appreciate your insight. We look forward to having you on throughout the year, as this team, man, hell of a start so far, but definitely have to go and get some more quality wins to put themselves in the best position come NCAA tournament time. Appreciate your time, as always, my friend.
Hey, anytime. Talk to you soon, Matt.
See you, Bruntz. Michael Severe has kind of ruined my mind in a way. Not in a way, in many ways, if we're being frank. I can't sit at a restaurant anymore without facing the door.
Okay.
Michael has convinced me and told me people are crazy. Always look at the door. So now
He's not wrong.
He's not wrong. Okay. But another way that he's ruined my mind is that living with the man who raised me, whose name is Michael, who goes by Mike, I was always so just, all right, Michaels or Mikes. Like if you're a Michael, I can call you Mike. You know, my brain was just wired that way. Now Michael has rewired it to the point where I now have to ask permission. Be like, is Mike okay? Is it okay if I call you Mike? And everybody's always like, yeah, it's fine. It's no big deal. I don't care. So there you go. Screw you, Michael Severe. Coming up next, we'll talk a little bit more baseball. Big softball series coming up across the state of Nebraska, and we'll give you some updates across the college basketball portal. Austin Jacobson coming up at 1, and at 1:20, a brand new final segment with a super creative name that we will debut here on Middays with Matt on 1620 The Zone Radio Network.
Now back to Middays with Matt on 1620 The Zone.
And don't forget to email us on the Equitable Bank Zone inbox. Equitable Bank, they take banking personally. We'll also take your calls on the Prairie Flower Casino Zone hotline. Prairie Flower Casino, play longer, win more. 402-951-1620 is the number. 402-951-1620. I want to say that a little slower. I kind of sped through it that time. If you want to call or text us, and don't forget to tweet at us or X?
Wow, there's a lot of ways to get a hold of us.
X at us? Would you X at us? Is that
No,
how you?
I would not.
Okay. The Zone Twitter feed, which is powered by Liquid Trucking. Like we mentioned with Michael Bruntz, Nebraska baseball, big series this week in determining on whether or not they will be eligible to host an NCAA tournament regional as they take on the number 21 ranked Oregon Ducks in Eugene. 5 o'clock is the start time, but that got moved due to weather, according to Nebraska baseball Twitter. So 5 p.m. Central Standard Time is when that will start. Nebraska softball at this point in the driver's seat, in a way, to win the Big Ten regular season title. Now, they currently trail UCLA by 1 game. The Bruins, who defeated Nebraska, the only loss Nebraska has in Big Ten play, they are 13-2. So they are behind Nebraska, but Nebraska is behind Washington. I butchered this. Washington is in first place at 12-0. Nebraska, second place at 11-1. UCLA, third place, 13-2. Oregon, fourth place, 10-2. The next team behind those 4 teams is 7-5. So at this point, it's a 4-horse race for the Big Ten regular season title in softball. Something to note. Okay. Washington's final 4 opponents have a combined record of 37-15. UCLA's final 4 opponents have a combined record of 25-11. Oregon's final opponents have a combined record of 33-21. All of this in Big Ten play. Nebraska's final opponents, 25-26. So the Huskers play a much easier schedule, partly because Washington, UCLA, and Oregon all play 3 games against each other to end the season. So the cannibalism of the West Coast teams in the Big Ten of Washington, Oregon, and UCLA may lead Nebraska to end up winning the Big Ten regular season title under Rhonda Revelle. They have a series this week. It probably is their toughest one of what they have remaining on the road in Madison against Wisconsin. First pitch for that game, 7 o'clock, between the Badgers and the number 7 ranked Nebraska Cornhuskers. Also have to give a ton of love to Omaha softball. We had head coach Mike Hurd on earlier in the season. His team still killing it this season for Omaha softball, currently 24-7. They are undefeated at home, 14-2, by the way, on neutral sites, which is pretty impressive from the Omaha softball team, undefeated in Summit League conference play. The Omaha softball team takes on St. Thomas in St. Paul. So that will be a big one in Summit League play. If we stay in Summit League action, Oral Roberts, the first place team in Summit League in baseball, they are here in Omaha at Tal Anderson Field this weekend to take on the Mavericks in a big series. Omaha baseball 10-15 overall, but 6-3 in conference, second place in Summit League play. And then we got to give love to Creighton softball, 15-9 in conference, 30-25 overall this season. Having another heck of a, or wait, that's wrong. I knew that was wrong. I was like, I'm reading the wrong numbers. That was last season, Matt, you dummy.
Good season.
I know. 21-20. 9-3 in conference, though. 7-4 at home is Nebraska softball. And then, Creighton softball and Creighton baseball, even 15-15. Creighton baseball is home this weekend. Our very own Connor Happer will be on the calls of the games as they take on Seton Hall. First pitch tonight at 6 o'clock at Charles Schwab Field. Quick little transfer portal news across college basketball. Drew Fielder of Boise State will be visiting Nebraska. He's on campus, I believe, right now after Nebraska added Sam Orm of Belmont. Orm, 6'9" forward, out of Belmont, second team Missouri Valley Conference player. Had 12 points, shot 40% from 3-point line. Drew Fielder shot 39% from 3-point last season, 6'11". Nebraska could be stacking up on some pretty big and impressive stretch fours that can add to their size on the defensive end as well, because they're going to need it after losing out on Berke Buchtengel. Creighton still trying to add some pieces, but Oswin Aramwunse, very much a big add for the Blue Jays after they've already lost 7 guys to the transfer portal, but we knew that this would be an adjustment year, or an adjustment off season for Creighton men's basketball. We knew that they were going to have to kind of rearrange this roster. I wouldn't call it a rebuilding. I don't know if rebuilding really exists anymore in this current climate of NCAA basketball with the transfer portal and NIL, but definitely going to be a very, very different roster on the hilltop for the Blue Jays this season as compared to last season. We'll get more into that coming up next with our upcoming guest from Hurrdat Sports. Oscar Jacobson joins Middays with Matt on the 1620 The Zone Radio Network.
Now back to Middays with Matt on 1620 The Zone.
All right, Dawson Jacobson's having problems with the speaker.
He's having problems?
Yeah, he was like, "Do you want me to look like an idiot?" I'm like, "I look like an idiot all the time. Doesn't affect me." He's coming. It's
Okay.
ridiculous.
Okay.
He's gonna be fine. Let's give you
He's
some.
going to be fine.
He's gonna be fine. He's gonna be okay. He's so whiny. I'm just whiny.
Whoa.
So I'm just complaining.
Okay.
I kid. I love him.
It sounds like it.
I do. He's a friend.
Mm.
I don't want to jump. I don't want to get over my skis here and call him like a great friend or a good friend, But he's a friend, a solid friend. Anyway, Roy McIlroy leading the Masters right now, 5 under. Behind him is Wyndham Clark, Sam Burns, and Justin Rose, along with Terrell Haddon, everybody's favorite mad golfer. Under 4, under 3 lies Patrick Reed. Brooks Koepka.
Brooks was here
in the hunt. Tied 6th right now in front of Shane Lowry and Jason Day. Jason Day turning back the clock with 3 under. Schauffele, Goddard, Kurt Kitayama, Scotty Scheffler, Christopher and Ben Griffin, all 2 under. Roy McIlroy about to tee off the final group of the day on the Friday of the Masters. His group includes himself, Victor Hovland, and Cameron Young. Actually, he's the second to last group of the day. Howell, the amateur, is with Rory McIlroy as well. Currently, our cut line 3 over in the Masters. Just above it, Sergio Garcia. Just below it, Jackson Harrington, the amateur golfer who is even through first 9. Notable guys that are currently outside of the cut include Bryson DeChambeau, John Rahm, JJ Spawn, Robert McIntyre, Jose Maria Olzabal. I know that he won the Masters at one point. Okay, I'm aware. He's 66 years old, still playing some pretty good golf. Along with Fred Couples, who is 9 over and has finished his second round, 9 under, and has finished the second round. We bring in Austin Jacobson of Hurrdat Sports. See what you made me do there? I had to do a half-assed Masters update because you were slightly late.
That's not my fault. I don't have my good speaker set up, my good microphone, any of that. I've got to use the computer mic. It's fine.
You sound fine. Your computer mic is actually impeccable.
Yeah.
What computer do you have?
The technology here at Hurrdat Sports is impeccable because we have to do many things on the road or at home. So we have to make sure that everything's up to snuff. So,
well, it is up to snuff.
Thanks.
To ask. How are you? How's your week been?
I'm good. Just got back from a run. I finished it just in time to get on with you. I made sure of that. Other than that, I'm excited because I get to do some local alumni reporting tonight because the UNK volleyball team will be in an exhibition today against the Supernovas. So that'll be quite fun.
Nice. Okay, where's that happening?
That's just at CHI. They're doing their volleyball after dark. It's Supernovas and Grand Rapids, I believe. And they're going to be tipping off. First serve will be at 8:00 tonight. And then UNK and Wayne State will be doing their exhibition. I think they're only playing 2 sets starting at 5.
Okay.
They have to be off the floor at like 6:30 because they got to make room and make time for obviously everything that goes on with the professional team.
Have you been to a Supernovas game this year?
Yeah, I actually covered last week's match against Indy. So I may be the purveyor of bad luck, unfortunately.
Yeah, no. Well, I have a couple questions just because this is their 3rd year of existence, 4th year of existence? Is it 4th? It's 4th?
3rd.
Okay. Oh, 3rd. Okay. So I'm assuming you've been to the matches in the 1st and 2nd year of the Omaha Supernovas. Is there like a noticeable difference in year 3 in terms of just like in-game experience, how things are run or I'm just curious as like the evolution of a, professional team like that is literally like grassroots trying to get started. Like, do you notice any differences between how they do it now and how they did it then?
Yeah, there's I would say obviously as the organization's gotten better and better, it feels like it didn't necessarily pivot away from its family first atmosphere. That was kind of the vibe that I got the first 2 years. It was like, let's get as many people in the buildings. And if a lot of those people are kids, great attitude, great movement. I feel like they've really done a good job of kind of leaning towards more of just being like, what does the general public want to be able to do, participate in, what kind of, that sort of like in-game giveaways, that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
It's very similar to what I've noticed from like Creighton men's basketball. They do a lot of that stuff, but you got to remember that they can't do like Supernova's historical trivia in the middle of it, because they've only been around for 3 years.
Yeah. And it's also too like you can't necessarily do trivia about the individual players because some of them played in parts of the country that nobody really had any idea about or clue about. Like some of these players, like Brooke Nuneviller, that she played for Oregon, the history there. But there are other players where it might be a little bit more under the radar. I was just curious as to ask you that question. You might be proud of me.
Oh,
I'm watching The Gladiator. What do you think about that movie?
So the original one?
The original.
Okay, so not Gladiator 2 with Pedro Pascal.
Did you watch Gladiator 2? And should I watch Gladiator 2 when I finish Gladiator 1?
You know what? Unfortunately, I have not seen Gladiator 2.
Wow.
The original Gladiator so many times because it was in, I know Odson will agree with me here, it's on like that TNT or FX rotation in the summer that they turn it into like a 5-hour long movie with all the ad breaks. I have seen so many bits and pieces of that, but how many times have I seen it all the way through? Probably just the very first time that I've watched it, but I've seen enough of it now that it feels quite ingrained into my memory.
Okay. I love it. I love it. I'm currently on this run of watching all of these historical movies that I've been blinded to. Godfather, we finished 2 weeks ago. We're finishing Gladiator now. We need can you give me a third top-notch movie that you don't think I've seen that I could watch?
And we're talking like a little bit older?
Yeah. I'm going to be real with you. If it's anything before 2004, the chances are I haven't seen it.
Okay. What if I give you no, let me see. I was gonna hit you with one that's definitely under your radar. I'm gonna try to give you like a good
a one that people would be mad that I hadn't seen before. I'm gonna be real with you. Can I piss off Josh Hodson real quick?
Yeah.
This might deter the interview. I tried watching Jurassic Park for the first time. And I just did not vibe with it at all. Wow. Remotely.
Wow. I hate you.
I watched 25 minutes of it and I was like, yeah.
There's not even I hate you. You're the worst person ever. What is your attention span? Is your attention span only in literally like 8-minute spans? Can you only watch Vine still?
Probably.
What is your deal?
To like 40 minutes. And I actively have had to probably rewind Gladiator 4 or 5 times.
Do you know what the 40-minute mark of the Jurassic Park movie is? It's the T-Rex scene when he eats the car and eats the lawyer off the toilet. You've got to be kidding me. You couldn't even make it your own little brain attention span that way.
You're gonna really little brain me. I watched
when it comes to this, yes, I will.
minutes of a movie and I go, Matt, didn't really like it. I'm on a plane.
Sometimes I think you bring me on just to see how riled up I can get at you, and I think you've got me because this is one of my favorite movies in history.
Don't you love it? Isn't it great when the foot, when what do they call it? When the shoe's on the other foot, right? Or something like that.
Yeah, if only you could get that phrase right the first time, dumbass.
Yeah. Thank you, Austin. I appreciate it.
Why do you come after the one thing I love more in this world than dinosaurs? I'm a huge Godzilla stan. I love Jurassic Park all the way through. In fact, the last movie with ScarJo had arguably some of the best cinematic beat drops that the whole series has ever had. And the movie's bad. And I love that movie, all right? I can't wait till they make Jurassic Park 9, Jurassic Park 10, Jurassic Park 11, and your ass is coming to every single one of them. And I'm going to make you watch the original one, and then I'm going to cut you off.
It's funny. I think when you're a kid, you're either into trains, dinosaurs, or space. It's one of those 3 things that you really, really get into.
That's a good take.
And my brother was trains, and you clearly were dinosaurs. I was a space kid. So
no, I think yours was Catholicism is my best guess, but that's fine.
Why is it Catholicism? What? It's
you don't believe in dinosaurs. You clearly were.
What do you mean I don't believe in dinosaurs? I watched a movie and I go, Matt, kind of boring. Don't want to keep watching this on my flight.
No, you probably went back to your
American Sniper.
You went back to You went back to your confirmation days and you were like, "Oh, Jesus told me the dinosaurs weren't real."
Why are you making fun of my Christianity?
We can't put the Velociraptor on the cross. sit him down. That's not for me.
No,
How dare you?
No,
How
I'm not
dare
gonna
you?
put a
.com.
Velociraptor on the cross. I'm just saying I watched a movie and I thought, meh, I got better time
Chance,
to do.
quickly re-edit The Passion of the Christ to star a Velociraptor.
I'm telling you right now, I watched.
I want Mel
25
Gibson to
minutes
play
of
that
movie.
Velociraptor.
You know what? Somebody called me a heretic in the YouTube chat, and I don't. And I think that if we casted a dinosaur version of the Passion of the Christ right now, that would probably be the most heretic thing that we could do. So we're not going to do it. Can you pick another movie though, like a blockbuster, like very popular? That was the point of this. Just don't pick Jurassic Park.
So pre 2004 is what you wanted, right?
Pre 2004. Anything that happened like before 2004, unless I'm
gonna bump the line because I want us to be friends again. I'm gonna bump the line a little bit further. You've seen The Departed, right?
No.
Oh my God, you're just an idiot. I don't know what to tell you. Like
you are the worst type of person you are literally the type of person that I can't stand. I can't stand the people that go, "How have you not seen this movie? How have you not seen it?"
Here, how about this? Give me a movie you like and tell me if I've seen it.
Give me In Time with Justin Timberlake.
Yeah, really good film. Justin Timberlake, very underrated in that one. Yeah.
Yeah. How about
very funny? Do you want to hear a quick funny story about that?
You ever see Daddy Daycare with Eddie Murphy?
Already no. No, you're already dead.
That's a great one. Veggios, where Eddie Murphy's a cereal salesman and he gets fired from his job and he opens up
Josh. Thank you.
He opens up a daycare center in order to take care of his kids and other kids, and it's called Daddy Daycare. I think there's another really
I'm pretty sure Daddy Daycare
title you couldn't tell what was happening.
It's wait. It's got Dan Aykroyd. There's another Jeff Garland's in it with him. And Regina King's in it too. It's a great movie. Daddy Daycare. You ever seen that one?
I wonder how much of my life I'll get back if I don't do this show anymore. Like,
what do you mean you love doing this show? This is one of your favorite interviews you could do all week.
Have you seen any of the sequels to Daddy Daycare?
Daddy Daycare 2? No, I haven't. I have not. I did love The Pacifier though with Vin Diesel. Have you seen that movie?
I think you're just baiting me now at this point. I'm gonna scroll other way. Why don't you just keep releasing air and I'll answer when I feel appropriate.
My favorite movie. Oh, you know what? Have you seen Megamind? That's in my top 10 movies.
Megamind is good. I'll give you Megamind. Megamind is good.
Common Ground.
Metrocity.
Metrocity.
My Navy SEAL leather boots. I just like movies that I can quote is really my favorite. That's why I love what's that
movies
one
for
with Jack
children.
Black? The Jack Black movie.
Gulliver's Travels.
School of Rock. Give me the stage. Austin, give me the stage. Can you give me the stage?
I'm not gonna do
The
that.
stage. Let's rock today.
Very happy for you. I'm glad this is going exactly how you wanted it to.
This is exactly how I wanted it to. I was going to ask you sport questions, but now you're so much in a pretzel because I don't like Jurassic Park. I have a complete and utter autonomy and authority.
No, it's not that you don't like Jurassic Park. It's that you've disrespected the life and legacy of those who worked on Jurassic Park to give us.
It was boring.
You didn't even watch the movie.
It was boring.
On your phone the entire time, and you call me TikTok boy. You
work on
baby
TikTok.
hands.
What do you mean? I mean, come on. You're part of your job is being on TikTok. That is valid. And I don't call you TikTok boy. That's the other guys. I've never insulted your work. I've never said you have tiny baby hands with a tiny baby microphone. I've never done that before. I'm above that. I just insult the movies that you love. I actually cut deeper into the things that I know would affect you.
Yeah, it's part of my top 4. If only you could get the other 3. If you get the other 3 movies in my top 4 of like all time, and you started making fun of them, then I'd be very upset with you again. But that's fine. I don't want to do that.
Are they dinosaur movies at all? What are your other top 3 movies? Let's just do this. Whatever your other top 3 movies, and I promise not to make fun of them.
Well, one of them actually does have a dinosaur in it in Palm Springs. No, Palm Springs. I love Godzilla. Godzilla is one of my favorite movie franchises ever. Then Chef and Pain and Gain. Those are my top 4.
That is totally out of
Whoa,
the
I have
blue.
whiplash from
That is a lot.
Not that movie. No, I'm not a big drummer guy.
We've just gone back and forth. Chef is one of your top 3 favorite movies.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
great movie.
It's a molten lava cake.
Mhm.
All right, it's got a molten center.
Because
10
undercooked
things.
in the middle.
Anthony, do you like Fever Pitch with Jimmy Fallon? God, I watched Jimmy Fallon and Fever Pitch, and I thought this guy's got a future.
Never heard of Fever Pitch. This is new to me.
What, Josh? What, Josh? What's so funny?
You watched Fever Pitch,
Yeah.
which came out in 2005 and
Yeah.
said, this Jimmy Fallon guy who has already found success on Saturday Night Live has a future.
I go, this guy's got it. I go, this guy's going to do something one day. That's what I thought. I was like, this dude.
I mean, you were proven correct.
Dude, I mean, Mike Schaefer asked me about my best scouting jobs I've done in my time as a fan, and I go, probably Jimmy Fallon. I
Oh
saw
my
that.
God.
I saw that coming from a mile away. It's like, that guy's talented.
Yeah. How old were you in 2005?
3.
Okay.
But I watched that movie in 2010. So
Okay, so again, Jimmy Fallon would still be, you know.
let's not get into specifics here. Let's talk a little sports.
He was already on Late Night in 2010.
I go, that guy's got it.
They called him a madman for saying Jimmy
Yes!
Fallon would be
Yes!
that good.
Yes, they did.
They sure did.
They called him a madman.
Okay. You want to talk basketball? You look so disappointed in me.
Let's talk. Any sports you want to hit today?
I mean, not anymore, really. I think at this point it might have served its purpose. I didn't know you liked Jurassic Park that much. I didn't think that this would completely derail the segment and make you think lesser of me.
I can't even. I just the entirety of Jurassic Park means so much to the movie world, and you just stomped all over it.
What if I went and I gave it another shot? Or
You should.
or do I not deserve to give Jurassic Park another shot?
And if you don't give Jurassic Park another shot, then I, like Jeff Goldblum, in quoting his epic line from Jurassic Park, would say, wow, that's a big piece of
dinosaur.
There you go. You won't know because you haven't seen the movie.
I know. I haven't seen the movie. It's fine. Okay, that's my movie of the week. I will watch Jurassic Park. What do you think of Sam Orm joining Nebraska basketball?
I haven't done any like film study or anything on Sam Orm by any means. First off, great name. We're getting into a really good. Yeah, we're getting like you can hear Orm
Great
from
take.
3. I'm really excited if
Ooh.
Orm hits like a half quarter. You could say Orm from Ord. Bang.
Yeah,
that'll be
bang.
fun. Got to be at home. Got to be at home, of course. But you know, overall, I like the idea on which Fred Hoiberg is kind of going with it. I know there was the initial shock of watching Burke, move on and make the announcement and all that other stuff. And there was a little bit of like saying, okay, this hurts, but then why does it hurt?
Sure.
I think it's a changing of the guard. I think you have a really good, and we talked a little bit about it, about a month or so ago about where Creighton was with kind of hitting the reset button and such. This isn't necessarily a reset. It's kind of like reloading, but you're picking up a different weapon. Because if you want to advance as a program, you can't just keep saying, okay, this is like our standard. These are the type of guys we want. We want locker room guys. Every single winning program has that type of atmosphere already. But what you need to do is you need to take your next step forward. And unfortunately, Bear K was too expensive to be a 24% three-point shooter as one of your forwards. And although his defensive prowess is very good, if you're electing to say, we have to be able to wheel and deal offensively in the Big Ten that's getting better and better, we got to get guys who are going to score. And if you're not a reliable scorer, you probably don't have a role on this roster. So if that's the case, I kind of like that thought moving forward with Nebraska. There's a couple of guys I was really excited about that they may be able to get. I think that they're out on maybe some guys that probably had some Lincoln ties with them before. But if they're able to get like a guy like Trace Anderson, who's a Pius grad, North Dakota State, he's in the portal right now. He's going to get a lot of really big time school looks, but if he wants to come home, I don't know how the fit is, but man, that's a great talent. And again, if you're trying to stock the cupboard full of great talent on your team in a Big Ten that just keeps looking like it's going to get deeper and deeper, you're going to need more guys like that.
Is Fielder, who kind of does the same thing as Orm from Boise State, he's visiting. Does the prospect of adding kind of two of the same guys, does that worry you or does that interest you? Because like to me, it wasn't so much about Nebraska. It was just this. I mean, look, don't get me wrong. Nebraska was great at shooting 3-point, like from the 3-point line. Like that goes without saying, right? And you add a guy like Orm who's 40%, and you're gonna maybe add a guy like Fielder who's 39%, and then you add that into Frager and Sanford, who are already flamethrowers from out there. You get really excited about that, right? But at the same time, why was Nebraska basketball great? Well, in my opinion, it was because they had a defense that could travel anywhere in the country, right?
Yeah.
They could go to any gym in the country and give themselves a shot and not just create momentum, but stop the other team's momentum. I do worry a little bit about losing a key defensive piece and then saying, hey, we're going to go all in on shot making and shot creation, because yes, that's hot. That's sexy. Do you worry about the defense as much as I might worry about the defense?
If I spin this to you in a different way, if your expectation, your expectation for Nebraska basketball, like as a program in general in the Big Ten, is we're probably not going to outspend everyone, and we probably can't out-talent everyone unless we just get this remarkable year where all of our, recruits line up and transfer, all that sort of stuff, right? So what if you push all of your eggs into the basket of each and every year, we look at our roster and we ask ourselves, what can we be elite in? And I think Nebraska this year said, we can be elite defensively with some skilled shot makers and obviously Price coming back, because the team doesn't get anywhere if Price doesn't join this program to be able to be the shot maker that he was. So what if this upcoming season, they instead pivot and say, the defense, we might be lacking a little bit. We'll try to be scrappy, do what we've done in years past, and have kind of the more, maybe not as technical or size advantage, but if we become elite shot makers and we basically just scrum it up everywhere else, if you're telling someone that, listen, on your best day, you've got to beat waves of shot makers, because you just said it yourself too. You've got Price coming back, Frager coming back, you've got Orm, and if you're able to get this Boise State transfer, Connor Sejan is still coming back to the program as well. You have a lot of options back there.
Yeah.
But again, I listen, from a basketball standpoint, I'm no savant, I'm no Jacob Padilla, but I'm with you. Like, there would be concerns that if you can't get a stop, especially in the Big Ten, can you win games 91-90? Probably not.
I mean,
not consistently.
That's my thing. And I hate the term. I hate the phrase lack of a better term, because that just makes me seem like I'm too dumb to find a better term. But like, I don't love the idea of maybe not punting, but pivoting off of defense being your identity.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing that worked best. It was just, it really didn't matter. It really did not matter if they shot the ball well or not. They were going to be in basically every single game because they were so good on the defensive end. And look, maybe these guys, like, I'm not like, I watch Orm's tape. He's perfect for this offense. He moves off the ball so well. He cuts to the basket. He's got a soft touch around the rim, elite 2-point finisher. He's not the greatest off the dribble, but he doesn't need to be good off the dribble because his shot is just so buttery. And then, I can't act as if I've watched Fielder, but it's like when you read the things about Fielder, it's not necessarily about, this is his defensive prowess. It's all about offense. And it's just, Bearcat was a defensive guy, and he truly was the definition of doing the things that don't necessarily end up in the scorebook. And I feel like you need one of those guys. Like, if they were to go and get Fielder and go and get Lenhart, I would feel great about the roster and about the offense and about what they can do. I just would be like, man, they're really going to have to do a lot of work to get these guys connected on the defensive end, because that's what it's all about, being connected on defense. Let me, before I let you go here, one more question. You and I talked last week about moneyballing college basketball. Can I give you the pitch as to what it is?
Yeah, let's hear it.
Okay. So Aiden Sherrill is a 6'10" big man, coming out of, I think it was Auburn. He's rumored to be choosing Indiana. Apparently that's where he's going to end up going. His price tag is going to be $4 million. Robert Wright III, formerly of Baylor, had 18 points this year, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. He's going to be around $3.5 to $4 million this upcoming season. Wright was he was Baylor and BYU. Those guys have a high price tag in part because they're coming from Power 5 programs. Is the money ball getting from the Missouri Valley? Is the money ball grabbing from Sunbelt? Is the money ball grabbing from these mid-major teams and not blowing half your budget on high caliber Power 5 guys? Is that what the money ball would be now, in your opinion?
Yeah. I mean, we said it last week where it came from Division II level, but obviously a lot of the guys in reference to what Iowa was doing were also Division II that then went to the Missouri Valley, or they went to another kind of power level conference, and then they moved their way to a Power 4. So yeah, I think you're obviously sacrificing something, because diamonds in the rough are harder and harder to find, right? Because of their availability.
Yeah.
But there are, in a perfect Moneyball sense, there are so many players that have many deficiencies, but a lot of excellencies that you can overlook depending on what type of system and everything else you're looking at. So yeah, if you find, Ty Davis, I thought was like a great example of this, even in the Big East Conference, that, gosh, man, was he so good at just bringing the team together when they needed him to. He had one of those big Big East tournament performances a couple of years ago as well, that he was able to kind of spot up and shoot, and just never found that consistency for Creighton. But if Ty Davis had been a Missouri Valley player first and had a lot of success, had started a lot of games first, would he be then becoming maybe more of a Big East like transfer portal guy? I think that there's a possibility of that. Yeah. So I don't disagree. I think obviously when you're looking down to bring someone up, you're going to have to make compromises with whoever you're picking up. But the exception to that is they're going to come at a much cheaper cost comparative to where you may be bringing someone from, like a Wisconsin or maybe like a Rutgers or anything like that.
I think I thought of you when I started looking at Nebraska's roster, and I'm like, Austin kind of hinted at this in terms of like, seriously, because they're going to the Mountain West. They're going to the Missouri Valley. They're going to, Utah Valley, where they were in the Big West, right? Or something like that. Like, they're going to these smaller conferences, and like all these other guys that we're seeing, like, the guy from, God, what's his name, from Kansas? He's going to make $5 million, right? But he's from Kansas, so he's going to make all that money. And like all these dudes, John Blackwell is going to make a ton of money. Well, he's coming from Wisconsin, right? So, he can do it on a big stage. I just think immediately, I'm like, I look at Sam Warren, and you can kind of like, it's the vision, right? It's about the vision. And I look at how he plays, and I'm like, I see it. Like, I can see how Fred Hoiberg goes, wow, the guy doesn't really need to dribble to score. Perfect. Like, that is literally what, because Rink didn't need to either. The only time Rink dribbled was when he was in the low post, right? Everything time other than that, he was setting screens and moving off those screens. Like, that guy can be the same way. And I do like the idea of, yeah, okay, is he necessarily the greatest defender? No. Is he 6'9"? Yeah. Thank you. Fielder, is he the greatest defender of all time? Probably not. Is he 6'11"? Yeah, thanks. Appreciate it. By the way, Oswin, what an ad. What a pickup for the Blue Jays. They gotta do a little bit more. But if we were talking about, hey, this is the number one thing you need, they went ahead and they got it. Austin Jacobson, sorry for pissing you off. Thank you for coming on every Friday. I love you. Okay. Don't hate me.
You get no Dino Nugs until you finish Jurassic World.
You know what?
That's gonna be tough for you. That's gonna be very tough.
I'm willing to admit that I'm wrong, because listener John goes, you need to watch Caddyshack. Making it through 25 minutes of Jurassic Park is great. You beat me by 15 minutes. That movie sucks. I'd much rather be on your side than John's side. So I will go ahead and say I'm wrong. Coming
Matt's
up next.
Always great to see you, Matt.
Always great to see you too. Coming up next, our new segment, Balls. You'll find out what that is here on Middays with Matt.
Now, back to Middays with Matt on 1620 The Zone.
All right. New segment. Josh and I were talking. I was like, look, it's baseball. And you love baseball. Like you are a baseball sicko. Like you and Nick Grimm, and like Nick loves baseball, but like just be like, yeah, at this game this happened, and at that game that happened. And it's like you're just keeping up left, right, and center. I treat baseball like a casual college football fan would treat college football. I just stick to my conference, right?
Okay.
I don't really pay attention to what happens to the ACC, the SEC. I'm an NL Central guy. I know what's happening to Central. I know that Connor Griffin just signed an extension. All right.
He did. Good job. Good job.
I know that the Chicago Cubs are finding their stride against the Tampa Bay Rays. They had a day off yesterday. They played. They're back in action today. Right.
That's correct.
I know the Milwaukee Brewers somehow they were losing to the Boston Red Sox, who had a terrible start to their season, but they dropped 2 or 3 against them. I know what's happening in Central. I don't really know what's happening else in baseball. I'm a very casual baseball fan. You're a sicko. So I go, look, for our other audience members who are out there who are sickos like you, we need to do a baseball segment, but we can't do like a slice of college baseball. We can't take
no.
So I was like, let's just do the MLB. And you go, all right, we got to find a name for it. I go, yeah. And you go, man, it's funny if we just like called it like balls or something.
Balls.
And I go, ha! Would it be funny? Dude, it would be even funnier if that's what we actually called it.
That's
so
the name of the
introducing
segment.
our new Friday segment, Balls.
Balls.
All right? Just Josh Johnson talks about balls, in particularly baseballs.
Baseball.
What happened during the week? What's going to happen this weekend? So for our first edition of Balls, take it away, Josh.
We'll get deeper as the season goes.
Yes.
But let's just dip a toe in.
Okay, into the water.
Best record in the league right now. If maybe you're coming out of the fog of basketball and you're like, oh, what's going on? What's going on? Is that you dipping a toe in the water? Okay.
The water's here. And
it's like, why does this guy got his foot up
I'm
on it? Is he
dipping
a
a
Rex
toe.
Ryan? Is he a Rex Ryan
look
guy?
how flexible I am.
I couldn't get my leg up like that if I tried.
Dipping a toe in the water.
How's it feel?
Dude, my groin is all messed up.
Balls.
Sorry.
The Dodgers have the best record in the league at 9-3.
Wow, who would have thought?
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense, even if you don't know anything about the sport. Worst record, Tigers and the Mariners.
Whoa, what's happened with Cal Raleigh?
Major regression year, I think.
Wow.
Sorry, Stibbs. Cover
Sorry,
your
Stibbs.
ears. I mean, most obvious regression candidate in the history of the sport.
Whoa, what?
Cal Raleigh.
Why? Whoa, why are you so mean to Stibbs?
I love Stibbs. That's why I told him to cover his ears. I didn't want him to hear that. 4-9. Go ahead. Hit that
Stibbs
again.
is a psycho.
Stibbs is a psycho.
Working his magic fingers.
The Mariners are not. Continue.
Red Sox and the Nationals just a half a game back of them at 4-8. Very disappointing start to the season
Fire
for the
Alex
Red
Cora.
Sox. You're hearing it more and more. Biggest surprise, probably the Miami Marlins at 8-5, tied for the NL East lead with the Bravos. Biggest disappointment, it's probably actually the Red Sox at 4-8.
Nice.
But I put the Cubs here because they're 6-6. They're last in the NL Central, and I'm already tired of hearing Cubs fans go, "That's it, that season's over." I don't know.
I did not, by the way.
They spent all that money in the offseason, and oh my God, no results.
The Cubs have had a disastrous start to the season. Shota Imanaga still is bad. Cade Horton is out for the year, and Javier Assad had a really good start against Tampa Bay, but it's like he didn't even break spring to the roster. So it's like, can that be sustainable? And the offense has taken a little bit to get going. They're fine. They're fine.
Great take, Matt.
They're fine.
A mere 2 games out of first place, and fans of my Cubbies.
Don't stop making fun of my team.
I'm sick and tired of hearing your fans lament
they haven't played up to standard. They haven't played up to standard.
You're 12 games into the season.
I can be mad about a team not playing well to start the year. I can be mad about them not reaching expectations to begin.
The atmosphere has not thinned out yet to the point where the ball flies. 2 games out of first.
They are playing in very windy Wrigley. I don't know how often you win in windy Wrigley.
You're getting Suzuki back this weekend against the
I know
Pirates.
the only guy who seemed like he got injured at the WBC was Say.
Yeah,
there was
that's
couple
true.
others,
A lot of that's a great point.
Oh, is there anything? Do you have a WBC story?
Everyone who played in the WBC can't hit the baseball.
Nice.
right now.
Let's go. Hell yeah. I love that. I love that actually came to fruition. Here's why I love it. Because all your baseball savants, all you, you don't know baseball. I know baseball so well. All of you people are like, man, the WBC people are freaking out. It's not that big of a deal. You don't lose your swing. I love that all of the baseball savants that were mad at the quote unquote casuals for thinking that their players would play bad after being in the WBC. I'm glad the savants are wrong. I love it when baseball experts are wrong.
I thought
it's one of my favorite things.
I thought those guys would start those hitters would start ahead of the pitchers. Nope.
I'm not going to act, by the way, like I know why. I'm not going to tell you as if I know there's a reason. I just love that this has occurred.
I'll get Jeff Passan on the horn figured out.
Oh, we can get Jesse Rogers whenever we want him. We can ask him about it.
Shea Langoliers of the Athletics and Drake Baldwin of the Braves lead the league in home runs at 5.
Who?
Great question. Drake Baldwin, former, defending NL Rookie of the Year. They don't let you defend it. You can only win it once.
Unless you're Ben Simmons.
Great pull, Matt.
Thank you.
Your leaders in ERA, Shohei Ohtani, ever heard of him? 0.00 ERA.
How many innings?
Great question. Not that many.
Okay.
Cool. Bryce Elder of the Atlanta Braves, 0.00.
Wow. Is he well known, that guy?
He had an all-star appearance a couple of seasons ago. He's kind of like
give me a football comparison for my dumb pylon mind.
Wow. Okay. That's okay. We can make this segment better going forward.
We
I've thought of a
definitely
lot
can.
of things already.
This is great. This is a really good. This went way better than
what's a mid-ass quarterback?
A mid-ass quarterback?
Yeah.
Who's
that guy that went to the Patriots?
Jimmy Garoppolo? Jacoby Brissett.
He went Patriots to Niners.
Jimmy Garoppolo. Mac Jones.
Yeah. Mac Jones.
By the way, you can't go Patriots to Niners. I say Jimmy Garoppolo and you go, no.
It's not the one I'm thinking of. You have to pick the one I'm thinking of.
I'm sorry. I'm not your wife. I can't read your mind.
Well, we'll get there.
Well, neither can she. All righty. Are we where else are we?
Last nugget looking ahead this weekend. The only two teams who have not lost a series this season.
All right.
Face off this weekend.
The Baltimore Orioles?
Nope. The Guardians. And the Braves.
Wow. What a shocker. The Cubs got run through the damn dirt.
Cubs fans got run through
the
I believe the Cubs
Braves
will not
are already
last.
the propaganda machine for the Braves, which would be known as balls, already working overtime.
Giving you unbiased numbers. Numbers don't lie.
Totally unbiased.
Men lie, women lie, numbers don't.
What?
Women
lie? You're calling all women liars?
Don't think I said that. Diana Rossini lies, but
whoa!
That can mean two things.
That can mean two things.
I would never, though,
suggest
such a thing.
Okay. I love. I didn't mean to back you into a corner there. I appreciate you.
Appreciate you.
That was a great first segment of balls. Coming up
We'll
next.
look back on this in a couple of years and go, wow, what a bad first iteration. We made it so much better.
But I feel like this is as good of a start if we could have hoped for.
I liked it.
I think I'm more clueless about baseball than I anticipated, and I think it only makes it better. So we'll continue to do this every Friday. Josh Hodson, great job.
Matt McMaster, thank you.
You're very welcome. Dog of the day and what to watch coming up next. Rory McIlroy has birdied 3 of the first 4 holes of the second.
Not you, Matt, but contestant Matt in the McMasters matchup.
Yeah, you want to give an update real quick?
He's sitting pretty.
Who has Sam Burns?
I don't know. I closed my tabs.
Oh, it's okay.
Show's over. I closed my tabs.
Sorry, it's all good. What a bad read from McMaster. God. I just don't like it.
Juice
when
ain't
I
worth
don't
the squeeze anymore.
I just don't like it when I have strong internal opinions that turn into money-making decisions. And I go against what the playbook has been.
That's right.
And I bet this asshat over and over and over and over and over again to win all these majors.
That's right.
And the one time I go, no, the cat doesn't got it. Kid's not going to do it. It's the one time I haven't bet him. That is so frustrating.
Now you're going to bet him every single
No, I'm
major.
not. I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not
You're not
going
going
to
to come running back to him.
No, I'm not. And then he's going to win every single major. He's going to have his own Tiger Slam now. Apparently, the Masters green jacket was the key and not the curse.
He got the monkey off his back, and it really freed him up to play his game. And it went on a generational run.
All right, Yahoo Sports. What are we watching?
NBA this weekend, final weekend of the regular season, 0 games Saturday, and one of the weirdest quirks of a league's schedule you'll ever see. Magic Celtics 5:00 Sunday on ESPN, followed by Nuggets Spurs. Baseball this weekend. Let's see. Saturday night, Big Fox. It's Red Sox Cardinals, Guardians Braves. Your Sunday night game on NBC. Number 19, Nebraska. Number 21, Oregon. 5:00 today on Big Ten Plus, all weekend on that network. Seton Hall and Creighton. 6:00 tonight. 2:00 Saturday. 10 a.m. Sunday. All those on ESPN Plus. Softball on BTN tonight. Number 7, Nebraska at Wisconsin at 7:00. The Masters all weekend long on CBS. Tyson Fury fights some guy with a lot of consonants in his name. That's on Netflix at 1:00 tomorrow. Artemis 2 returns to Earth tonight. Sydney Sweeney's boobs play a boxer on HBO. Christie is on HBO Max now. And for some reason, Malcolm in the Middle is being rebooted on Disney Plus this weekend, even though no one asked for it.
Well, did anybody ask for any of those shows that were great in the 90s and early 2000s to be rebooted? Did anyone ask for the Scrubs reboot? Did anybody ask for this 90s show? Did anybody ask for another God dang Boy Meets World? Did we ask for another Wizards of Waverly Place?
Hey, the reboot of Boy Meets World gave us Sabrina Carpenter, okay?
All right, folks, let's talk right now. I'm going to kill your bookmaker. I'm going to rip his throat out. I will blow this man out. I will step on his throat until the man chokes. Let me tell you how.
Winners.
Winners.
Dogs.
Winners.
Dogs.
Winners.
Dogs.
Winners.
Dogs.
Winners. I'm on a roll.
Dude, you gotta love dogs.
We are not on a roll. I don't know the last time we won one of these things.
Wow. Sad.
Screw Rory McIlroy. Justin Rose to win the Masters, plus 1150.
What is it with you and men with the last name of Rose?
What do you mean, Derek?
And Justin.
And?
You believe in them despite all evidence to the contrary.
Okay, but the point is that I kept believing in Derek, and he brought a lot of happiness and joy to a city. And Justin Rose has made like the 4th most money of all time in Masters history. The guy knows Augusta probably better than anybody on the course.
Okay, that's a pretty good stat. I didn't know.
Yeah. I mean, the guy has made like top 5 Masters money of all time, and he's never won the tournament. He's never won, but he's got top 5 money.
He's never won?
He's never won a Masters.
What did he win? He won something.
I think the British.
Okay.
And by the way, I'm never going to call it the Open. All right. So we get out of here with
take.
that. Man, politically correct. It's called the Open now. Not
he
the
won the U.S. Open in 2013.
It's the British Open, and I will never not call it the British Open. All right.
The Maurice Claret Jug.
Yeah. Or the Claret Jug. That's just what I call it. All righty. Maurice Claret. Is that
the running back from Ohio State?
Yeah. I was like, okay. I was like, was that a joke? Okay.
It's a Chick and Nick reference.
Oh. Well, have you ever seen Youngstown Boys?
I have. It's
God,
terrific.
What a terrific. He looked so great before he ran a 4.640. All righty. Let's go to the crossover and sportsmanlike conduct. They're probably pissed at me because I went way over time. Oops. Happy Friday.